Hi.
Hey, Goldy.
Hi, your screen. Don't ask why I just started coughing.
I'm a little late.
You're fine. We haven't started streaming yet.
Seems to be it's a habit. Get off.
I caught I've caught 4 shinies in Arceus so far.
Nice.
Cool.
One of the shinies is actually a funny thing. So if you've ever played Gen 2, there is the Lake of Rage, which is the kind of lore around the red Gyarados, which is a shiny for Gyarados. And they just give you that one, right? 100% full odds shiny, Kick W. They have something like that in Arceus. They're like, I saw a really weird Ponyta around this area. Why don't you go and take a look at it for me? And it's just a shiny Ponyta. They just give it to you.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Oh, really?
It's a good shiny too. Yeah.
It's a great shiny.
Yeah, like epic shiny. It's like, I didn't know that. I thought different breeds were starting to develop with blue fire. So I was like, it was funny. I was like, oh, that's cool. I got a free shiny.
The first shiny you got?
No. The first shiny I got. So I saw what they're called outbreaks, where there's like a big group of them that just kind of spawn, and the shiny odds are boosted for those. Or it's really easy to get a bunch of rolls based off of a couple of things.
Sure.
So I was farming some Chanseys for a while. It was like about half an hour. And I was like, I'll just do this for a little bit. And if I get lucky in the first half hour, we'll go. I'm just going to use this as kind of like, I got to learn how to do this in this game. Like, I want to figure out how to do the shiny check. It's not like I'm going to do it. And I was like, at the end, we'll just call stream. So I finally called it. I was like, okay, well, I didn't get the shiny. It's fine, guys. I just want to get a bunch of dex entry stuff for Chansey because it's a butt to catch in general. And it doesn't do anything but run. It doesn't attack you. So I'll just try this. And then I went back to the base and I was like, okay, I'm going to go pick up a couple resources and then call it for the evening. Walk out of the base camp, full odds shiny Budu right there.
Wow.
So I was like, oh crap, that's awesome.
Oh.
Then fast forward to today when I did the Ponyta quest after I got another shiny. The other day I learned how to do it a little bit better. I caught shiny Monjada, so I've got my good old boy here, the first one, so that's good. But today I saw a Quillfish, which is a Hisuian Quillfish. That's the same typing as a Drapion.
Okay.
And I wanted to hunt them because they're fish. And so they're like a little bit different in how you have to approach catching them and kind of hunting them, because there's a very distinct glare on the surface of the water. It makes it really hard to find, depending on the environment. So I was hunting that for over an hour. No dice. And I was like, okay, so there's only one condition where I'll change this, is if an Eevee, a Hisuian Growlithe, or a baby Pokemon that I don't have in the dex spawns. I'm gonna go do that, like Munchlax. So but other than that, I'm just gonna keep grinding this. And the Eevee spawn, I was like, oh, damn, okay, well, this is just a good one to go check. So I did like 3 or 4 checks of the Eevee, and I'm in the middle of this really like in-depth conversation with chat at this point. Is less dead air. And as I'm going there, it's a night cycle, which means all the ghosts are out. So Ghastlies, Haunters, Gengars, Drifloons, Drifblems, the whole 9 yards. Even if you're in an icy area, you get Frostlass spawns, stuff like that. And a full odds Drifloon spawns. I was like,
wow,
that's dope.
Some good shit.
Yeah,
like, you
so I
ain't
got
getting
not
any of
just
those,
good
like,
shinies,
Ghastlies.
but like 2 good full odds shinies at the base form.
Yeah.
Super solid. So plus
That's
Rose
cool.
Raid looks dope, but there's a big chase in the game where alphas spawn. You can grind an alpha
What's
spawn.
an alpha?
An alpha is basically an oversized Pokemon size on the map. They got really difficult to catch.
Sure.
And they give it a bunch of experience and items and whatnot, but they're really cool. And they also have a special like icon on the screen, and they're very big on battles and very big when you're walking around with them. So
Sure.
they're pretty well sought after. So there's in the first area or the second area that you go to, there's an alpha Mojumbo. So that's going to be the next one I go for.
Yeah.
But I'm going to work on the shiny charm and completing the Pokedex first. Those are my first 2 tasks, but I'm working on that right now.
Okay.
Goldie, you all good, mate?
Yeah, sorry. Nature called.
Which one?
I don't want to talk about it.
Both of them?
The one that nature doesn't prepare you for.
The one that okay, we're not going there.
I want to know what that one is.
All right, well, I think we're gonna I'm gonna message Dallan and say we're getting ready to go. and he can pop in when he's awake.
I was gonna say it's probably the lava farms.
I don't really need a light, do I?
Yeah, you look fine. I look blue for some reason.
Blue,
I just said, yeah.
I really hate
Nope, not
that
back.
song.
You don't like that song?
I don't like it.
I mean, it's,
I didn't like it
just very
then, I
memey.
don't like it now. Yeah.
Blue is
and
the
I
feeling that
remember
lives
this
inside you.
video, did it have some blue alien dancing or something? I didn't like it.
Yo, listen up.
Here is the story.
Oh no. How did I do that? After 20 years!
Still good 20 years later.
It's because it's a Game Grump meme, and I
Because we
always
live
sing
in
it.
the past, Jodie. Live in the past.
I have a playlist called Oldies But Goodies, and it's just a bunch
And
of
Blue's on
old
it?
songs. You
Does
thought
it
so?
oh, wow, that song
just
like
have a
that is
playlist.
old now.
I just
Like,
have a playlist called Nostalgia.
Nostalgia?
Can you rename that folder to Oldies But Goldies?
Oldies But Goldies? I might do that. It goes on, like, I have like stuff from like 1950 to 2000.
Bumping here.
1950 to 2000.
Yeah, like,
What do you have from 1950?
maybe it's 1950.
Wanderer.
I know the monkeys.
Hank
that-
Williams Jr.? or-
Monkeys are 1950 though. Where is, what are they called?
Monkey.
Oh, Herman's Hermit.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Flat, okay.
Sorry.
That felt from like a witch's cackle than anything else.
Then we got
I'll
some
get you, my pretties!
smoke on the waters. It's very
Smoke on the water.
various.
Yeah, that's a
If
wide
it's
variety.
old, it's on there.
Are you guys ready to play?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
guess.
let's deal with this drag on.
I'm talking about hermits, but that's fine.
Last week, the party leveled up. Had individual things happen to them over the course of the last few days, and through pursuing Devi's background, we're able to find the Dark Duchess and its new, how we should say, landlord. Through a quick work of locating some things and a long form ice pick of the treasure hoard there in the hull, the party was able to retrieve a few things that they called their own before the dragon had showed. And yet the dragon arrived, and without any real major snafus, the group was able to make some quick decisions and get out of Dodge very quickly using some very well-timed spells and some very particular routes in the frozen tundra. After meeting and befriending a Chewinga out there, they were able to set up a couple of huts for the dogs and the party, and were able to communicate and commune with them, their deities, with some other deities in some cases, and with some painful background for others. As they woke in the morning, they began to resume travel to get back to towns or a town somewhere along the way, while also trying to maintain some distance between them and the dragon. However, it seemed that accidentally they have fallen into a small area of a snowstorm very reminiscent to the Dark Duchess, with some frozen elk standing near their fear-stricken wolves, or rather dogs, on the dog sleds. They can hear the crunching and see the shape of a very white silhouette off in the distance, about 200 feet away. As the dogs cease to really go forward, and the rest of you are left to try to whisper in this mild snowstorm, what would you like to do?
Are we going to avoid this dragon?
What else are we supposed to do?
It doesn't know we're here yet.
Exactly. That's our advantage. We need to keep that.
And it's occupied with eating, I think, one of these moose. These frozen moose that are
Is it-
here.
Rob, is it moose or elk?
Elk.
Elk. Is
Moose
it
it.
elk? Elk?
Technically speaking, you don't know, because I don't know if you've ever studied a lot of the anatomy of the northern creatures, so I don't know if you would be able to discern the difference. To be honest.
Milk?
The only reason I would be from Goldy's animals.
Would I be able to discern the? Didn't I examine one of them or something? Did I?
Okay, so one, I probably can't because this is how animal things new
I
to me.
didn't. Well, can I examine one of them? Well, I know it doesn't matter.
Wouldn't me or Daddy know what the animals are since we lived here?
Yeah, they're kind of a mixture of elk and also reindeer in appearance, but they're a bit larger than your standard elk and a bit smaller than your standard moose, because
Moose are huge.
moose are massive creatures. Like,
Absolutely massive.
I don't know if you understand this, but they're taller than a car.
They are. Have you seen
Plural.
videos where they roam into like some towns? I'll say on YouTube where they roam into towns, and you see the size of them compared to, things that we know the size of, and they are absolutely enormous.
Interesting.
Canada's a dangerous place.
Canada is in North Australia. Anyway,
Canada.
all right. I'm gonna slowly make my way back to the to everyone else's since I'm the only one on the ground.
Did we
Found
get
the
did we all
dogs.
get off the?
I'm the only one who did.
Yeah, we did. I think
wait,
we
what was
said that
someone
we
else?
did.
Goldy, while you're down there, calm down the dogs. They need to be responsive when we.
Didn't I
go.
do that last week? No, I just asked them. Okay.
Well, you need to check to see if you can do this as an action or if this is going to take you 10 minutes to cast a spell every time. Because it's somewhere on your character sheet how you can cast Speak with Animals, but you need to check. You have a special
you know
way
what?
that you can
I
cast it,
think
and I'm pretty sure it's a ritual.
Yeah, it is 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically going to take 10 minutes to kind of commune with nature and get in touch with your totem in order to communicate with them. Otherwise, you're just like the rest of this group.
You know what? I'm just gonna stroke Guardian and say relax in my normal voice, and then go back because I'm sure he understands. We have a bond. And then I'm gonna get back with the others. Everyone, are we leaving? What are we doing right now?
Yeah,
You have to you have to decide.
let's just go around. I'm assuming we're like going south and the dragon's in front of us, so we just go west and around.
Sounds good
We-
to me.
We can literally just tell the dogs to just go literally 90 degrees to their east, and we
We
just
just kind of go.
Are we? Where are we? Are we at the bottom of that? We're not near the. We're not. Okay, we're in the middle of the thing. We're not near the sea ice, are we?
no, we're in the middle. This is as we were traveling back.
You did
Okay,
throw
well-
down a badger last time, right?
Yes, but he's just awaiting orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's here.
I'm gonna silent image another elk or moose or whatever this is, and it's just gonna stay there until I see the dragon start turning around and stop eating. When that happens, I'm gonna make the elk run away from us to the east.
Can we just?
We're going west. It's going east.
What are you shooting east?
The silent.
Silent image of an elk is standing there until I see the dragon turn around or start turning around.
Okay. Just to be clear, you guys are about 200 feet away, so you're just seeing a silhouette of this massive mound just moving, and you can hear the crunching in the distance. You're not even near it. And there are
Goldy
scattered like a bunch of elk in the area now that you guys can see around. There's quite a few. It's almost like a herd. An entire herd was iced, literally.
How big is this area that we need to go around?
Just keep
I suppose
as
within
much
more than
distance.
200 feet. If we could get within
Yeah.
300
pretty
feet of
subjective.
her and go around.
Yeah.
Can we just take as wide a route
Yeah.
around this local
We'll also,
snowstorm as possible?
Torterra, can we get another pass without a trace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you mark it off?
Yep.
And we had to roll stealth.
Also, can you just read me the spell or drop it in the Roll20 chat so I can read it real quick? Just copy paste
How
it.
do I drop it in the chat?
So you can like highlight the spell description and copy it, and then go into the Roll20 and paste the text for the spell.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Goldy, your badger. When my elk moves, it starts chasing it and making noise. So your badger is making the noise to distract the dragon. When my elk moves, that's the main thing.
Okay. The badge is actually still just standing next to everyone else, so I'm just going to tell him right now. Vocally, don't need to do any kind of hand thing.
Do you want us to roll stealth, Rob?
Each creature you choose. Okay, so there's no limit to the creature count.
They just have to be within the 30
Within
feet.
range. Yep.
Oh, but does that mean I have to travel with them?
It does. You're the center, essentially.
Yeah.
You're the eye of the storm.
Hmm.
So if you are all abiding by this, and Torterra knows how this spell works, so he would know even if you don't. As a player, like we gotta know that Torterra knows how to use his magic. So, if indeed the rest of you abide by his suggestions of how to utilize the spell accurately, then you can add +10 to your stealth checks, and let's roll those now. I would like 3 different people to roll a generic stealth check for the entire sled. I'm not going to roll individual stealth checks for every dog. I will roll for Velen and her sled.
I'll roll for one
You
sled.
can use the wolf stat block.
The what stat block?
The wolf.
I don't have a wolf stat block.
It's in your extras,
You
and
mean
if
the-
it's not there, you should add it.
You mean the dog sled thing?
The dog sled should be the wolf stat block. You will use the wolf's
Okay.
dexterity or stealth check.
We just called it dogs. We just called it dog sled.
That's the driving check. That's separate.
It's you have action spells inventory, and then the far right of that is extras.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Thank you.
No problem.
The wolf stat block. So still +4.
So we
Is it
need
a
one more
+4 for the
roll.
dogs?
+4.
I believe. Okay, let's go around the horn. Devii.
So just one d8.
24.
Okay, chef.
Oh no.
+10, 13.
You roll with disadvantage?
It's not going to get much worse. 13.
Okay.
Was it just him that was rolling for
If
disadvantage?
anyone has heavy armor, they have disadvantage.
Oh, okay. So that's why
If
I
anyone
thought
has
that's
any
fine.
form of exhaustion that they didn't clear, like levels of exhaustion, that's another point. That you would have disadvantage in. I will tell you that Velen did very well.
Yay!
She got a 23. Mesh, give me the +30.
27.
Great, love
27.
it. All right.
Two
what do
bad
we-
rolls. Two
Yeah.
bad rolls and still 27.
All right, what we get from Cal?
24.
Mr. Fish,
James!
how did Torterra do?
Didn't you say only 3 people had to roll?
That's just
For
for the
the
sleds.
sleds.
Okay, sorry.
Did
So
I
what
roll the right thing? I got a natural 20 though, so it should count.
For you or for the dogs?
I did it for the dog because you add +4 because it's
Okay, so the dogs will get +4 plus 10.
34. 34.
34.
Oh, so it's 34. I think better then.
Nice.
And then what did
Sneaky
Cal
dogs.
get? Plus 10?
I got roll for myself as well.
Of course you do.
Eee.
Alright.
One's for the pups. One's for you.
It's so much more than me. That's BS.
But you do add 10.
11.
Yeah.
Oh, so then it's
Plus
21.
10. 21, okay. Cal.
22.
Or Cal's done.
21, yeah.
Dog sled 1 is done. Velen's sled got higher than her as well. They got a 29. Let's go to Torterra.
Yeah, I got 14 all up.
Okay, and
With
yeah,
plus
that's
10?
with the plus 10,
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yep.
Yep. And I'm the one who made the spell.
Me and Torterra are fucking killing it out there.
Yep. All right, and how do we do, Goldy?
you just had beans for breakfast. You're just like.
Goldy, how do we do?
25.
Okay, and then I need 2 more sleds. Or 1 more sled, I think, right?
I'm also running for Dallan.
Yeah, why don't you roll for Dallan, Mesh?
Would you like me
That's a
to
4.
roll?
Someone else do it. I got it.
20,
I can roll
There
for
we
the
go.
next
26.
sled.
26 for
Four.
Dallan.
Okay.
Plus
That's why
4
I've been
for the
really quiet.
dogs. That's 14 plus 10 is 24.
Rob, do you
Ooh.
want bears separately, or is mine good enough?
You know what? Have you got off of it?
No.
Why don't you just roll for the bear?
Wait,
Instead
did
of
the
you.
bear come back?
Because
Does
you
he
wouldn't be
like-
stealthing, the bear would be
something?
stealthing, and you're just a part of it. Use the burst stat.
Did you resummon the bear?
No.
Oh no, I don't have the bear.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You lost
Did
the
you
bear.
resummon it this morning?
No.
Then yeah, that's the stealth check.
Oh, that's right, because. Yeah.
The bear never returned.
Bye, bear.
Oh,
Okay.
didn't it?
That's your stealth checks.
Now we find out the results.
Oh boy.
Are you doing anything for the next minute?
We're just.
Are we doing
Just
anything?
staying there?
Sneaking.
What? No, we're moving. We're sneaking.
Oh,
We're
We're
moving
on the sleds, right? We're moving round.
yeah, moving around.
The snow
Yeah, we're not
storm.
staying there. We're trying to stay, keep like the 200
Okay, I need to
feet
know if you're
around.
trying to just stay at the same distance and go around this like a
Yeah,
bubble, or are
Yeah.
you just going to
That's it.
revert your trip and just go at a different angle?
No, we're going around and we're trying to stay in the same distance, maybe a little bit further.
Okay. Very wide 200-foot berth?
Yes. Or more.
Or more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you guys are pitched directly south and are intending to go... Sorry, you guys are pointed towards Bremen.
Mhm.
And your intent is to go through this direction, but going around this way, like this?
Yeah.
Or going this way. So, for the sake of the
Why would
dice,
I say that?
I need you to tell me left or right.
I can't say it.
And
Always go right.
I'm going to say that Torterra, as the chief of the spell, is probably
Oh,
in control
okay.
here. So, left or right?
Left.
Darn.
Okay, so you're going
didn't
this
see
way?
it. It's
Like
sharp
this.
for now.
Okay. As you move, the sleds slowly slide and the dogs whimper silently through some scolding as you maneuver around. Mostly quietly. You hear a kind of just lack of noise about a minute into your maneuvers. And then you hear sniffing. Very loud sniffing, almost like a gust of wind, and inhaling. Just. And you feel this kind of heavy movement swing.
What?
And then just like a gallop. One pace. Go to where you were. And the
Making my
elk
illusion
that was
move.
next to you is immediately lifted off of the ground.
My elk is running too now.
But we run.
And the badger reacts to the elk.
So where's the elk? What is the badger doing?
He's making noise. He's just shouting
Badger's
and
making
screaming.
noise and
Did he stay in the same
making
area?
noise and chasing
No,
the elk.
he's chasing.
Chasing the elk image.
Well,
The
running away
elk
from
is
us.
running away from us. The elk is
Opposite direction.
illusion is running away from us, and the badger is chasing him and making noise.
Okay, you hear the shattering of glass, but not like much more than like a crack, as it sounds like the teeth have plunged into the ice. You hear another kind of plod into the snow, the crunch into the sinking there, and then you just hear like a sound of wind just and an arcane puff as the badger is vanished from sight. And then the crunching continues. The illusion ignored.
Oh, she's not stupid then.
No, she might be blind.
Oh yeah, because her eyes had
She's
something
got
on
cataracts.
it. She's
Yeah.
got carrots, right?
My illusion doesn't make sound, so it makes sense.
It's a good thought though.
Oh, your illusion doesn't make sound?
No, need a different one for that.
We don't have an illusion that can throw sound, right?
Not at the
Mate.
moment.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Can it?
Okay,
It can't interact with anything, can it?
so you guys begin to maneuver.
illusion.
Oh, not the
And
silent
it seems
image one.
as if the elk is continued to be ignored, the illusionary one, and the elk that was nearby where you were at that position seems to have been eaten rather quickly. And you guys will have another minute of reprieve of you trying to get away from this dragon and begin to pick up speed as you get further and further away. You hear another leap and kind of a pounce as you just feel this gust of wind as these kind of wings fold and crunching continue on yet another beast nearby
I've dropped the illusion now.
as you narrowly escape
God.
the dragon's clutches yet again.
And they were
Fuck
like,
you, dragon.
"Oh, thank goodness!" I was like,
You know the funny thing. I was ready to use silvery barbs. If he spotted that, I was gonna use silvery barbs on it.
So good.
That would make him not spot us, right? Technically.
I would like to have a moment of silence for our dear badger who has departed.
We ain't got time for no moment of silence,
"One
mate.
summoned him.
We ain't
You
got
can
no
have your own
time for no
silence."
moment of silence. You have to do it later.
We're still moving. We can multitask anyway.
Okay, you multitask. You stay here multitask, and we're going. Bye, Goldy.
thank goodness.
Carl's been so cold today.
I'm busting chops. That's my thing.
You
Jesus.
are in a cold mood. Did you have a bad dream?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I guess we just continue on our path then.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have any other spells that can stop this dragon eating us?
We're safe, aren't we? We're safe.
fine now.
We're
Are
good.
we?
Yeah.
Are we?
I do have a dragon
Yeah,
repellent
we-
spray.
Oh, that's
believe-
perfect.
I
Did you
believe
buy
that
it from a
the fact
random
was
gnome who sells inventions?
we barely escaped.
Where else?
Cancel us, Goldy.
I have-
We are,
And you wanted
we
to
are-
stop and start said the last rites for your bloody fake badger. We need to get out
Oh,
of there.
whoa. I didn't say stop.
I have spiritual weapon. It could take the shape of a dragon.
What's this
killing
stop
thing.
business?
Black dragon with dragon.
Yeah.
You
there you
stop.
I didn't
What's the
say
dragon's worst enemy? Somebody take a thief.
Itself.
It's a thief with a bag of money. And it'll whack him with it.
Like old Mother Hubbard with the little handbag and the shawls.
Take off a healed shoe.
And then that's when you beat the dragon.
Yep. The end, little Timmy.
With a shoe?
Is it completely out of you? Rob, is it completely out of you now?
Yep.
Okay. I had a backup plan.
Are we still 100 feet from this storm?
No, you're on your way. You guys cannot be tracked at the current time. For the next hour. What are you doing?
Okay, maybe we should just go.
Getting mileage out of this spell, Fish. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think this is the first time I've used it.
Well,
Should
your
we just
party
go
used it
in the
for you
opposite
last week,
direction?
and it got them out of the same pickle. Essentially.
No,
I don't remember that.
Well, I think you had a dip when it was happening near the end.
Cool. So
They built.
yeah, it was used on my behalf.
Yeah.
Cool.
Instead of going towards Bremen, or however you say it, should we just go like out in the kind of opposite direction, or just a different direction, and then go back towards Bremen? What do you think?
That's what we're basically doing, because we're doing a big circle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to go out and then, well, not that far, but
I thought we've already done it. We're already.
Yeah, we've already
we're
done
already
it.
out. We're on our way back.
Yeah.
We've done something like this already. We're like here.
well, how many hours would? What, really? I thought that would take multiple hours. I thought this was just happened like a minute ago.
I'm just saying we're doing this.
We're just
and
role
we're
playing
probably,
fast.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay.
we're probably here somewhere.
We've
Actually, right now.
where would you say we are? You saying we're about there?
We're about here, I'd say.
Is someone trying to draw a? I don't know what that is.
Quickly?
Okay, you guys
Where is it
have
going?
Like
gotten.
a 5
I don't want
mile
to say what that
detour.
looks like.
We went less than a mile away.
You guys were started here. Okay.
I'd say we're here-ish.
So
Do you know that there's an actual line that
I will
tells us
give
exactly
you
what we did?
a mile of leeway.
What
That's
you
where
mean?
you're at.
Okay.
Like, look, we can
Now,
go straight.
Fish.
What?
Do you know how
This is
far you can
already-
travel over the next hour? Stop moving my token.
I was. Oh, that's
We
me.
can
That is
travel
my
two-
token.
Do you want me to use someone else's token who's responsible?
Do it.
2 miles.
Fish.
2 miles an hour. In a dog sled in the snow. There's no road here.
Mhm.
Unless we have a haste. We can only go 2 miles an hour.
Yes, but I believe that
Dos.
2 players in the party now have something that can nullify something.
Oh, making us go slow.
Well, that sounds very cryptic.
Well, that's
Stop
between
me.
both Fish and Goldy to figure out
Yeah.
because it's on your character
Yeah.
sheets,
So that would be my favorite terrain.
which lets you do something, and Goldie's wolf pack thing lets him do something. So I need to know what those things are because I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it again.
Features and traits, class features.
No. Hmm.
So if you go to features and traits, there's a tab, and then there's a bunch of boxes at the top under the tab. You can click those. And
Primeval
scroll.
awareness, ranger archetype, martial versatility, exceptional
Oh,
training.
I have an aspect where basically I can track out animals while traveling at a fast space. You can move stealthily while traveling at normal pace as well. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Ah.
So you're not going to incur any penalty to travel stealthily. From what that sounds like.
We could travel, but we don't need that right now, do we? Do we?
I mean, the dragon's still
I don't know.
there.
I'm
not
just
saying
asking
it's a
you
threat.
guys because you said you were just leaving. I don't know if you're planning on stealthing or keeping the stealth scores or just yeeting the fuck out of there.
I thought we had Torterra's stealth thingamajigger for an hour.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you can roll like a stealth check and run. Stealth check means you're moving at half speed and you're going slowly to be quiet for the sake of stealth, and that helps with that. And it also helps you
okay.
not
Well,
being
then,
tracked.
yeah.
So if you go at full speed and run the hell out of there, you're just getting the thing where you're not going to get tracked. That's it.
I see. Can we?
If
We're allowed to use those two things together, right? We can use your thing as
Yeah,
well.
that's what
Goldy.
I'm trying to figure out, is if you guys can do what you want to do.
Right. Okay.
So Fish, what does your favorite terrain business get you?
It doesn't seem to be here. I don't know what happened to it.
Let me see if I can help you out. Features, class features.
It says no choice made in Depth Explorer. You might have accidentally unselected something in your
That or
character
D&D
builder.
Beyond might have been rolling out some other things to, because they did some minor changes and tweaks to Ranger, so they might have just reset one of your decisions there. They don't normally
Natural
do that.
Explorer only allows the ranger to move stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay, so you're just doubling up with the thing that Goldie's got then.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So then,
Double
yeah, you
stealth.
definitely can just go full speed. We'll just say that.
Sure.
Nice.
Normally, these things don't work that way, but if you have two players that are having the same feature that they chose for the specific purpose of doing that without really the knowledge of how it works, I'll just let you guys kind of double up and you guys can go at full speed. Like, if you want to go at a fast pace, stealthily, I'll allow it when you're traveling. That's it. So, that means that it doesn't nullify the difficulty of the terrain from what this sounds like. So you're still going to have the normal time restrictions. And Torterra, if you want to maybe go into your character creation, like edit, and just see if you can mess with that. Maybe you can just select something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Also, you might just be able to flip some of the optional things on or off in the optional section. There's possibilities
Yeah,
in there.
Yeah,
I think that's
but-
what it is.
Yeah, I've just found that.
What time is it in the game?
Still morning, right? Maybe
Is it
Hard
still
to tell.
late
morning?
morning.
Hard to tell.
We've
Goldie,
been traveling
how
for a couple
many?
of hours.
Goldie, how many of
it's-
those wee beasties do you have left?
2.
2. What
Why
if
do you
we
ask?
What if we used one and we just left it here? We just stopped. We just left it. We just left it there. It will last until we say stay there, no matter what. It will last
For what?
until.
Well,
So
for
if
what
the
purpose?
dragon catches up with us, it will find that animal and get
Dragon
distracted by
doesn't
it.
know that we're here right now. We're moving quite stealthily.
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
have no
well,
enough
once-
fear of.
The problem with your thought process right now, Jodie, Cal, is that the animal we're dropping would actually lead
That'll be
the
helpful.
dragon to us in case it stumbles upon it.
Yeah. Plus, we successfully skirted around it, so
Yeah,
we're
we have no
Well,
worry
okay,
of
that
dragon.
can. If we have no worry now, then that can be a backup plan then.
It's just a possibility of death.
It's the possibility of death.
We'll be fine.
Everything's a possibility.
I'm
of
trying
that.
to avert the possibility of death, but some people wanted to say prayers for a
I think we're
bloody
good
badger.
though.
I'm gonna have a long talk with you about
Oh,
what
no!
it means to multitask.
So it'll take you about 3 hours to get to Bremen, if that's where you want to go.
How's he hearing what I said?
Yeah.
I will tell you that if you want to just blow through Bremen and go past it to Bryn Shander, the 1.5 number between Bremen and Targos, that road's out. You guys got that information when you were in Targos last, but that road is gone.
Yeah.
The
So
road between
it'll
Bremen and
be-
Targos.
It'll be a little bit shorter than 4 hours to go straight to Targos.
Is that a river? A river.
Fine, I think.
Okay, I would like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Would you like me to put us at Bremen?
Dang.
Just a sec here.
Oh,
You
sorry.
can leave it there.
That
That's fine.
barely rolled
Okay, Constitution saving
to the
throw.
wall.
I think I might use my inspiration on that one.
Is this a Blessing of Tier in bonus con roll, or is this a non-tier bonus
that
roll?
mean?
Better.
Everyone gets +3 on saves when they're near me.
You can. I will just let you designate 2 people because you would have 2 people around where your sled's at for sure.
Yeah,
Can I-
who's riding with you?
Can I inspiration?
Probably
I remember who I usually
I would advise that you. I was gonna advise that you give it to Velen because her constitution isn't too great, but I just rolled a natural 1 for her, so she fails.
Mine isn't
Wait.
that great, but I rolled a nat 20, so don't give it to me.
Wait, can I give
Devii and
Velen
Cal
my
are
inspiration?
on my dog sled, so they have +3.
Okay.
Can I give Velen my inspiration?
You really want to?
You said she rolled 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 14, so I'll give it to her then.
I mean, you don't have to spend your inspiration on this if you don't want to.
Okay, here's the question, Rob. Is Velen driving or is one of our kobolds driving?
Great question.
Sorry,
She's
the mental
driving,
image of it
right?
all.
Of the kobold.
I'm gonna say she's driving.
I'm
I'm gonna say she's driving. She's a bit paranoid.
She's paranoid. Okay, I'll give it to her then.
All right, I'll roll again.
That's funny.
Sorry, I rolled a 2.
It's not. Well, it's better. It's better.
Literally doubled his roll. It's so good, it's doubled. Woo!
100% increase.
Ah, stonks.
That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Good lord. I'm sorry, Cal. I tried.
That's alright.
What is her con bonus anyways? Oh, she does have good con. So she has a 5. Incredible. Right, does anyone get below an 11?
I have 11 on the dot.
That's a save.
Great.
No.
Is that it? You're the
Should
only
I
one?
mark exhaustion then?
I had 14.
I'm afraid to roll for Dallan, but I will anyways. I'll just choose a different die. God, fuck. What's his modifier?
What's this thing about die?
I don't think he has a
Who
bonus
did-
to his con.
Who did Breker give his thing to?
I'm gonna say
The people
Van
on
is
my
with
sled were
with you because he got rid of his cat. So he got a 9. So if you want to give it to him, he'll probably pass.
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Okay, so he'll pass, but barely. And Villain will take a point of exhaustion
Me too.
as she begins to curl her fingers around and ask for about a 5 to 10 minute break around the 2-hour mark. She'll just say, I can't drive anymore. My fingernails
take a break.
have icicles on their icicles. I'm going inside this spot and I don't even remember your name. Just drive it. Oh, God.
Yeah, so she has disadvantage on
She's
ability
shivering
check, so.
and just clutching her bag and putting mittens over, like her extra mittens over her mittens to try to like warm up and pull her hood up and put the cold gear on and like pull the full drawstrings and then like wrap the drawstrings around her head and just like tie it off and then put a scarf over it and just kind of just sit there like.
Can I give
do you know
Velen my ring of warmth?
It'll take it an hour to get used to it and you'll get me in town by then. So I'll have
Will
to
it?
attune to it and then you will. Well, technically, if you have the ring of warmth, you won't even have to make the check.
I'm gonna tell Shine to wrap herself around Velen's
Well, I
neck.
didn't think of that, so you know.
But at least you
That's not on
passed.
me. All
I
right.
didn't think of that, but we can be so she doesn't need it. You're saying? Oh, we're nearly there, I suppose.
So you guys are at Bremen now. Would you like to putz around, or are you
Okay.
gonna go right through without looking?
I think we need to have a rest.
feel like we,
Oh,
we
no,
need
wait,
to check it
it's
out.
There's nothing really here, though, is there? Much.
I don't know. I feel like we should check it out, see what people are doing.
Don't think there are people.
I don't mind putzing.
Aren't
Does
there people trying to
anyone-
repair everything?
Are they trying to rebuild? We don't know. We've been away for a little while.
You know what?
You have no idea.
I'm gonna go. Does anyone want to join me? I mean, we don't all have to go. We can just split up at this point.
Mesh is just shivering and sitting in the thing.
Let's
Okay.
let's make a observation, but try and keep it short.
I'll pull you to Bremen then.
I'm sure it doesn't look like that anymore.
Don't be so
It's
horrible.
my first time on Bremen map.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't.
I don't recognize this at all.
We've
I
never been
remember
here.
that little island. I'll be like, "What's on that island? Let's go there."
Yeah. Devi's been here, but yeah, we haven't as a crew.
Dang.
Is that Cinnabar Island?
All right, I'm gonna give you all of the locations because Devii knows where everything is in this town.
Okay.
Not that that will help you much anymore.
Yeah.
Have we really never been here? I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
we've never
recognize
been
that,
here.
I don't
Huh.
think so.
All right.
but
As you
weirdness.
approach from the section of the map here, oops, I'm on the GM layer, the northeast side of the map. I will not be showing this to stream because, you know, there's not much here to show. Even though the players have a map filled with a town, Bremen is a very, very small place to begin with. Let me give you a little bit of this. Bremen is a quiet town, normally, as the howling winds seem to not abate at all. A fisher town at the edge of a river that segregates it from a blown out bridge and frozen over waters. It's not a pretty place to be right now. Bremen is normally, as Devii would probably be able to describe through potentially tears. I'm not sure if she would be very emotional about this, but she came to know over the last couple of weeks that this is a town that's made by dwarven prospectors originally. And it's at the west bank of the Mare Dualdon and near the mouth of the river of the Shiangarn River. Bay being in the harbor being completely frozen over, requiring fishers hauling boats actually out to the water, miles through the water, just to get to where they can put the boats in the water. It's not a very accommodating town. It's very much residential. There's not a whole lot of things, generally speaking, that she would be able to kind of describe to you. But Bremen has been historically known as the friendliest town in 10 towns. The nicest people live here. Services are terrible, and the comfort level is about as sparse as it could be. There's a little town hall. There's a funny little tavern town center where there's 5 taverns in town, but they're all very small, and they were split basically from a quarrel with brothers. And fun fact for your dungeon master, just to pull a little bit behind the screen for you guys, I had a full page of names and lore and different people that lived there and different personalities and of people that would go to these different taverns, and whichever tavern you decided to go into, you'd meet different people. And Devii knows some of them.
Sounds grouse.
This town is not very well equipped to defend itself. As you can see, there's no real towns like walls. There's just like a big line of other things there. And there is the buried treasures location at the very southern tip of town. Seems to be half itself. But it is just an inn that was run by somebody that is very close to Devii by the name of Cora. Middle-aged innkeeper that treats her guests like royalty at her own, I would say to her own fault. Like if she could serve somebody over giving her well-being a fair chance at survival for any realm of comfort, then she would do it in a heartbeat. I would like Devii just to roll me a... You tell me, with advantage. I'm gonna make this very open-ended. What kind of skill would you like to use when you go into Chown to kind of investigate or perceive or kind of check the kind of remnants of the scene? I'm just going to give you advantage because I assume your party members are with you, and Devii knows this place the best, so I'm going to have her make the roll. If that's okay. We're just going to...
I feel like it would...
lower the music a little
Yeah, I just turned it down.
A little bit. Thank you.
I feel like it would be perception, just because she doesn't like to go get her hands dirty and investigate things, so she's kind of broader. And you said with advantage?
Yep. I'm just saying you got the whole party with you, so it won't be hard.
Yay.
All the crew.
16.
Yeah, the winds kind of make it pretty difficult to really see. Let's see here. Bremen. I have to pull open 2 different things here. As you maneuver through town, it looks as if every single building has been very quickly flattened from the top down or disintegrated with the beam that you are all so familiar with. There are still bodies in the streets, some just parts, some frozen clothes. There's still strewn, maybe even an animal, just like a sled dog. Probably some axe beats, just in a I wouldn't say whimpering, it probably frozen to death inside of a collapsed building that was probably a barn. And as you maneuver closer and closer to the docks, it looks as if the docks have just been completely leveled. It looks as if there are footprints that still have led out that have not returned towards the woods in the north. And there are also other footprints that seem to have ran towards Targos at some point. But you're not sure if there's much besides that because there's been a snowstorm. So it's very like loose. It just looks like there's evidence that there was movement in these directions, but you're not quite sure because it's smoothed over quite a bit. The only disconcerting thing is it looks as if all of the boats have not been destroyed because they're all missing. And Devii, I won't say that you have rolled high enough for all of the information here, but it does look like the ice in town that has been historically frozen here for a long time, it does look like there are, off in the distance, very large cracks in the ice. As if, like, maybe a bit more fresh, even, I would say, than anything. And way out there, you can probably see that there's just something out there past the docks. Can't quite make it because you didn't roll high enough, but there's something out there.
Devii, do you know how big their fishing boats are? Could they be surviving out there on them?
I would like to go take a check out there. I don't think so.
You strapping your crampons on, or are you just booking it? Or are you
I
taking the
don't think
dogs?
I'm gonna book it. How you said way out there. How far is way out there?
I need to check something. Stand by.
My first initial thought is that they tried to escape on the boats and the dragon caught them, or that the Duragar did some kind of sabotage to the boats.
What was your question again? Here?
How far out is this?
I mean, I don't really know if you have much more of a perception besides like a range of a spell. It's probably beyond a range of a spell.
That
If that's a ballpark.
well,
100, more than 100, a couple hundred feet probably.
Okay, well, I mean, like, as long as it's, like, within range that we would feel safe trekking out there, and then it wouldn't be...
It would be northeast, or maybe straight east, probably, because that's where, like, things kind of connect towards Targos.
Well, let me pitch this to you guys, then. It looks like people from Bryn Shander haven't been here yet to deal with the dead bodies. It might be nice for us to gather what we can and just give them their rights. And also, there's something way out there. I don't know if they took the boats and tried to get out and were killed. I doubt they're surviving out there. I think that those are maybe bodies too, but either way, if there's even one person, it might be nice.
Yep, sounds right to me.
certainly feel better
Okay.
about that if we did, to be honest, because this is, yeah, it's just pretty horrible the way it is. So
Would you like to go out there first and see what's out there, and then we can come back and give the people here our rights, their rights?
when you say out there, where do you mean?
That's what I was just asking Rob earlier. It's a
So
little
there's
bit...
basically a huge area of ice where the fishermen would have to take the boats more than a couple of 100 feet to put them into the water and then get into them after they pass the ice section of dragging the fishing boats out.
Oh, so at the end of,
And then they would have to take them from the
other
docks
side
out to that area, and then they'd be able to go
of the
fish.
river. Oh, I see.
So they're
Right,
going
where-
they're going out to Mare Duldon, not to the river. The river starts in Bremen.
Okay, so there. Okay, so there's it's would be on the it's
Big
beyond the
lake
scope
is
of
here.
where we can see on the map
Tell you
anyway.
what, I'll put you back on the main map so you guys can get an idea of how this town is set up now that you've got a snapshot of the side of it. You can see here, sorry, I need this tool, thank you, this area.
Mhm.
You can see that there's some ice that is cracked here, and then it kind of goes way out here. So if you want to do a super thing, it's probably about a half mile if you want to go like from town, and then you can take the boats about a half mile out, and then you can start fishing if we're ballpark it.
But obviously that's not what we're doing. We're not going out and going fishing, so we would only have to go like a half.
Could
Yeah, my
we,
guess is there's probably a little bit less than half mile, and then somewhere around here, the ice is not necessarily representative on the map here. It's just
Right.
as a over the top view is to let you know that there's a lot of ice, but not everything is taken over with the water.
Okay, that's not too far out then.
Okay.
Yeah, Devii, could we do the blast rights first, because then we don't have to worry about coming back. We could just do it and then go out.
I'm okay with that.
So who's going with you?
Well, I'm just trying to pitch it to the group. If that's the case, then I would probably want to start picking up bodies and bringing them to like a central location in this area. I don't really know how to do it. Should we just like pray over the
in
whole
town?
city?
From in town?
Right now we're just focusing on in town.
How
We're
much time do you
finding
want
the
to dedicate to
bodies.
this?
What?
Devii,
much
do
time
you
are you
remember where
dedicating
the
I don't know yet. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
Oh, okay.
What do you guys think are, I know, Chef, you're more into...
Survivors are a priority.
No,
There's
I
a
mean
chance
for
that they're
less,
thrown
right?
out at the lake.
That is true. Survivors. Yeah.
I'll say from your
Yeah.
perception check, a cursory glance, if anything's in town, it's dead.
We're not looking for survivors in town.
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
understanding that everyone at the table should understand that.
Okay.
Like there's no survivors.
Yeah, that
in
is
town.
true. It's only half a mile. Let's go out and check, and then we can come back and do it.
Okay.
Okay, give me one more perception check, Devii, with advantage. Just run the same check again. And her rolling this with advantage is just to symbolize that everyone's working together here. It's just to make it faster. That's
This time it's a 19.
so okay. What you see is probably not surprising. Probably about 30 or more. Hard to tell. Boats or flotsam. Just random bits of boat completely destroyed. As far as the eye can see. Couple bodies still on the ice. Couple bloated and frozen bodies that are half on the flotsam, and the only reason that they seem to be afloat is that their body seems to have frozen to the wood. And doesn't look like anyone made it.
Yeah. No surprise, but
Spewing.
Devii, give me a... Actually, if anyone is proficient in the religion skill, please roll.
this doesn't
can
have
roll.
anything to do with visual art, does it?
Would half proficiency count for Dallan?
This
Okay.
isn't visual, is it? Okay.
Natural one, fuck it. I'm rolling shit today.
What'd you get?
14.
Anyone else?
17.
No.
Okay.
+0 usually means I'm not proficient.
You'll see a little black circle or something on
yeah.
there. Yeah. Okay. This is not a very high check because this requires you to have the skill. Okay. Actually, both of you pick up on this. There seems to be a silver thread that is kind of a little ways off to the right, maybe closer to Targos. Seems to be maybe a lead area, or like maybe like the furthest away towards the like other area where these boats seem to have been going towards Targos, the southeast. There seems to be a single thread that is coming from Devi's chest. A thin silver line, about the size of like the thickness of a hair. Just goes all the way over to that, like a taut spider web.
Following the cord.
And I'll say that what ends up happening is both of you observe this, tracing your eyes towards Devii, and then Devii and Breker's eyes meet, maybe widen a bit.
The line doesn't go to me, does it?
No,
That would be
comes
weird.
from
You're
her.
like,
Comes from her. Yeah.
And I'm moving.
You come to an overturned, like mess of wood, and there is a body frozen to it that fits the size of the person you knew. Cora. Doesn't look anything like what you remember. Bloated and disfigured. Some parts probably not there. Maybe disintegrated a bit, but without a shadow of a doubt, this is a strand of fate that has been connected.
You're too nice to go like this. I saved up some money for you to pay you back for helping me get back on my feet. It's not much, but she'll pull out her bag and put it in the below. She's gonna have to like figure out how to give it to the body. In the hand, probably. She'll have to warm up the hand.
Breker would kind of stop Devii and just like, this is what she would want, Devii.
You kind of
I'll give
survey the scene, Devii and Breker. She seems to have been leading this to get him out of here.
We need to give them their last rites, but I owe her. Actually, that's the whole reason why I met you guys. looking for work so I could pay her back. Give her some. But do you think we can move some of these bodies back to Bremen?
Yeah, I think we should.
Fish, I believe you're muted, mate.
You are absolutely right.
Devii like looks at Breker and she's like, he's right about the coins, and she stuffs them back in, except for one, and leaves it in the pocket probably of her.
Are we all here? Did we bring the sleds as well?
I'd say you probably started walking with crampons. You don't want to bring the dogs out here.
I probably have to
It just takes time.
take some time. Is there a boat that we can kind of shimmy around and put some bodies on and drag? No.
I'm assuming Velen didn't come. She's just resting.
She's she is inside of the sled, kind of near the docks, just sitting there, trying to warm.
Yeah, I'm with her then, because I'm exhausted too.
Okay.
I'm just like chilling. Got a blanket on and warming up.
Breker's kind of just surveying this, seeing multiple bodies, kind of looks at the like half-mile walk to town. And like just kind of silently starts trying to pick up like 2 bodies, and then just starts trudging back towards Bremen.
With my weak arms, I will try the same.
Give me a strength check. Breker, I have a question for you. Are you going to wait for her?
I mean, after this would be kind of like after like we need to bring them back to Bremen. Breker would like just nod and, with a strength of 21, starts picking up bodies.
9.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guys take over here. Breker and Devii are separated when this action takes place. Devii will struggle to get back to shore. It will take way more time than you want it to. Breker will take about what you expect, but maybe a little bit swifter or slower depending on your attitude. But in this moment, both of you will feel sorrow, and it will be paired with being alone. And you'll walk by yourself for about half an hour with your own thoughts. What's going through your mind? Let's start with Breker.
There's a lingering thought in the back of Breker's spine. Just, this is going to be long, cold, but it is the right thing to do. And every time he likes, the doubts are like creeping in constantly. Every step and like every gust of wind is just like making him question it. But he just pushes the thoughts away constantly. If we're talking like longer term, Breker's like setting the bodies down gently in like a row in the center of town, and then just turns around and goes back out to the lake.
Hey, Devii.
I think that she is saddened by the loss of so many people and seeing these bodies. She's seen a lot, so she's a little bit more hardened to it. But I think that it's turning into anger towards the Frost Maiden, who has brought the loneliness to these people and caused this cold. I hate the cold. If I can go live somewhere warm for the rest of my life, I'll be happy. Fuck this winter, fuck this bitch. And then she'll start thinking of maybe some people that, you know, the fun time she had on her ship, and she'll remember, you know, let's see, you know, the time Inigo was, you know, he's the bard of her ship and playing music and everyone's singing and dancing. She'll think even farther back to the time she had with her parents and how those memories are all gone. And start thinking of the future as, if I can help these people not to have lost sad memories, I want to get rid of this winter.
Okay.
Sorry, that was really long.
It takes you a bit longer to get back.
It's fine. Fine.
That's
you
true,
almost
it took
find
me
like
longer.
that you take a bit longer to think through and realize that you've not been moving. You've been standing still. And maybe dragging your feet a bit unintentionally. It's almost like the sorrow and the loneliness has just taken over. But you do sense some kind of oddity between the two of you as you return to town. There does seem to be a bit of a tailwind behind you from the winter. Some kind of blessing in trying to preserve that which is lost. It's almost like this supporting wind to help you move and to continue toiling. Now, for the rest of you that are in town, what are you doing? And second, I will just give you also a prompt. At some point, whatever you may be doing in town, you also feel a wave of loneliness. Whatever context that may be, what is it like for you? And how does it manifest? And I would like to point to somebody, but I'll just let you guys kind of open the floor and take it. So who's next?
No.
Chalcedony.
Cal's been quiet a lot of the time since we've been in Bremen, and just the sight of the body parts whilst he's seen blood and gore before, it kind of hits him a bit harder because he can see the garments of ordinary people, civilians, children, workers, and he thinks of all the people he left behind in his home world, in the Fey world, and really, truly, since the first time that he's left and embarked on this journey, he had the first pang of wanting to see them again, and he feels like this could just easily have been his hometown, people he knew, and it hits him in the pit of his stomach, and he just lets out a bit, just an uncontrollable sob all of a sudden, and just doesn't move away from where he is for a little while until he can get himself a bit more composed to assist with moving the bodies.
Probably find some kind of collapse building that just triggers this in you. Probably just like a slow build up, and then there's just this one that just does it. And you can't help but take a minute. Who's next?
Okay. So, after the exhaustion hit, Mesh just, once he gets into town, he starts walking about, just with a blanket on, looking for some place to warm up, maybe like a broken down fireplace or something. And there's an internal debate going on in his head, like, if he did this, we would have gotten more things. If he didn't waste time there, like all these ifs and what could we have done, and if we just talked about that, we might have been able to go through that whole conversation without wasting so much time. All these ifs, eventually he comes to a point where he's like, I should have just done, I could have done better. I could have, maybe I should do it on my own for a while. And then, could I? Then there's a second argument in his head going, but I couldn't have done that on my own. We need each other.
I'm gonna say it's almost like in your brain is like this vast empty room, and you just say, we need each other. And when you say that and you look out, you're convinced this is the truth, and your eyes are met with a level town, and all of your friends are just out of vision at this one point in time. This necessary need is met with a lack of what you think you need. It's not there. And it is a very powerful sense of not having something that is needed. Doesn't feel like a want. It feels like you are just lacking. And that's very painful. For Tara and Goldy, who will be next?
Alright, I'll go.
If I must.
You didn't do any motions. There was like no motions on your face. I'm like, what do you want?
That was. I saw the wind up.
You want to go?
I could use more time.
Okay. All right. I just kind of casually wander off, and I'm just staring at everything, all of the destroyed buildings, and I'm just trying to imagine how they would be had they not been desecrated. And as I'm walking, I just see the bodies, and I just turn away. I just don't want to look. And every time I turn, I see another one and another one. And I just stand. I just stop. And I just stare forward. And I'm just trying to unfocus my eyes because I just don't want to deal with this. I don't want to feel guilt, anger, frustration, this thought of failure. For split seconds, I see the door that I opened back at the fortress, the one that led to seeing a dragon fly off. I just think, I wish I never opened the door. I would have been fine. I just would have been a silly adventurer. Just irrational thoughts where I'm just trying to just not deal. And for a split second, when I just focus my eyes, I see a dead body and it looks like my brother. And I just hard focus on that and someone else. Not even a young boy.
An old
And I just
dwarven
fall
man.
to my knees. Probably.
Yep.
And I just fall to my knees. And I just have conflicting thoughts, old memories of my parents, of us. I'm just kind of just trapped, almost in a trance state where I'm just not doing anything. I'm just staring off.
All right. Sarah?
Oh, I don't get loneliness? I see how it is.
I think that you did it. You did it. You knocked it out of the park. You didn't need
You
extra.
gave yourself.
Yeah, you gave it to yourself. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good enough for me, man.
And he's lonely. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, your loneliness
What, you want to be all lonely?
is wrapped up in guilt, and it's like this
Right.
very weird meld from guilt into a like it's an odd dichotomy of self-blame that kind of just that melts into just like I'm on my own now. It's less about the blaming of yourself and the more about the realization that you are the rest of what's left. That's it. So
Thank you.
if that makes sense, it's the loneliness is supposed to be paired into this, like lack of it's supposed to be devoid of other emotions. It's almost like everything else is gone and you're what's left.
Nothing but white. Snow.
All right, for Tara.
So, I have been moving up and down the streets of. I'm really curious about a lot of these bodies that I'm coming across, and the story behind each of them. I stooped down to one evidently quite young girl, and she's face down, and her arm, the way she's lying, her arm is kind of outstretched towards something, and I look over ahead up the street to see what she could be reaching for. I see all I see is an old gentleman who's also lying face down, but reaching in the opposite direction, back at the little girl. I roll the girl over. She's missing 2 front teeth. She was clutching a little plush doll of a dragon. She's got these little wooden sandals that look like they're still a size too big. And the dress that she's wearing is, I mean, I think it used to be pink, but it's just so charred and tattered beyond really, like, it's you can only really make a guess as to what it used to really look like. The pattern on it is indiscernible. Maybe some sort of floral pattern. And as I'm looking at just noticing more and more details about this scene, I hear a splashing sound. And I'm looking back and forth trying to work out what this is, and then I see Turtwig there. And he's urinating on the body. So I smack him off I'm like, Turtwig, that is not what you do to a dead body. And he just sticks up the rude finger at me and walks off.
As he walks off, you're left with a very smelly scene that makes you think a little bit about home. What was it? What was it like? Where was it again?
It was a home among the. Now this is stuff that has been slowly coming back to me ever since the curse was lifted. I remember there was a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep or two, and a kangaroo. Clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Yeah, just the pieces. Kind of just prompts you to think, it's like, what did my dad do? What was mom like? Man, just these jarred memories. Did I have a mom? Did I have a brother?
These thoughts are occurring to me for the first time. I didn't even...
Yeah.
It never even occurred to me before that I could have had any semblance of a family.
Yeah. And then kind of like as you asking these questions, getting lost in them, it kind of, the cold brings you back to reality, really. Kind of hearing the slumping of other people moving. Maybe Breker just dropping 2 more bodies next to the ones that you're near. Kind of snaps you back into this. And then, for whatever reason, all your brain can think of, once you're snapped back, is like, eh, probably just me anyways. Just a little sad. You can see Torterra's probably just like grabbing something and bringing it over, trying to make it up to you, but he's just like, he doesn't really know. He's just like, whatever, you know. So, and you guys can see, I'll give you guys a little bit of snapshot into Velen since we're missing Vanvalor tonight. Velen is snapping at her kobold. Stop touching me! I'm just cold. I don't need your claws all over me. Filthy wretch. I'm better off dead and cold and obedient. Listen to me, I'm just like a cornered snake. Just leave me for a little bit. You can unhitch the dogs. I'll just sit here. In silence, please. The kobolds kind of shuffle off and unhitch the dogs for a bit. Let them run around. She like looks at her bag with the Professor Orb in it. I don't even know why I went for this. Family legacy and all. Even this heirloom is emptiness. All my family was empty promises and botched experiments. And I'm just an old poop. A little bit of magic and some disrespect from my colleagues. It's really too bad. I'd really like to stick it to her. And she remembers something. Nass. And she is struck with a overwhelming sense of responsibility. Wizards shouldn't talk out in the open. We're fucking smart. We shouldn't be doing this sort of thing. This is never meant to be a success from the start, now was it? Shouldn't have brought in these buffoons. They're better than this. They don't need me. I've just given them a lead and sent them on and betrayed them or done something stupid and just taken something out from under them and ruined everything like normal, but we're turning over a new leaf, aren't we? Now I'm here freezing my arthritis off, for fuck's sake. I should have been a cleric. Maybe the necromancy wouldn't be so frowned upon all the time. Still hold it's intensely practical, you know. And she kind of just looks down and camera pans up above her a bit. You can see her like looking out of her peripherals at the body where Nasa's being kept. And then she begins to cry silently. And the last body arrives in town behind Devii, and you all find each other around what you believe to be everything you could recover that seems to be relevant for a final rites ceremony. Dallan pulls out a fiddle, finishes tuning, and looks at Devii.
She'll go pull out her flute.
He shakes his head and just begins to play.
That is, don't play with me?
Yeah. So
he's just
he
gonna
thinks
play
that
by
you're
himself?
going to do the final rites.
Oh!
So he's giving you some of his support.
Well, she's just gonna pour one out for them. This time of cold. We just need a warm cup of tea to wake up.
Can you pull your mic closer, Cari?
Yeah. In these cold times, sometimes you just need a warm cup of tea to warm up your soul. And just think of this as a complimentary gift as the Raven Queen shepherds you to your next destination. And she'll put the
Singular cup.
one singular cup, because she can't do it for everybody. She's like, need more cups. She'll probably found in one of the house like a big giant stein to try and represent it for everybody. And it'll probably be like in the center of town, like in a prominent places where she'll put that for everyone in 10 towns. And then she's definitely doing just a little bit of few words. So after she says that, she just bows her head reverently and waits to see if Breker's. She relies on Breker to be the fluent one.
Okay.
And your death won't go unpunished. Coming for you.
Wind blows. It
She's
gathers
just saying that with like a set jaw.
as the disposition of Devii looks towards the sky. Breker, do you say anything in this moment, or are you just gonna let her turn take over?
Breker is silent, just breathing heavily.
Probably looked over at you, Breker, to see if you're going to say something, and then noticing you didn't say anything, that's when she did that awkward speech.
The wind gathers around Devi's fingertip and frosts on just the fingernail. Bitingly cold. And the rest of you can kind of see this very small wisp of like a mini tornado whirlwind, kind of like they just little dust devils kind of just pick up, slowly slowly descend to the ground and spin off way off in the distance. And maybe between the kind of clearing of the 5 taverns that are just obliterated to smithereens.
As she's fighting, she's like, "You're not scared, are you?"
You all see a kind of just shimmering, almost image of a cloak that looks to be made out of snow, and ram's horns, and a barn owl's head. Not even fully corporeal, was just kind of there.
Lock eyes within a dust stare at it.
The eyes wide of a barn owl, just emotionless and staring. Looks like it's staring directly at all of you at this distance, but you have no idea what it is really looking at.
Detect thoughts? Anything?
Way too far away for that.
Is it really though?
The reflective lantern lights just kind of peering into each of you. Not in turn, almost simultaneously. And with a whisk of the cloak. It's as if it was never there. And that is where we're going to take a break. You can all mark inspiration, because you guys did spectacular. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done on the roleplay
I
today, guys.
I got mine back then, the one I gave to
Yay!
Colin.
Oh yeah, you did, huh? Alright, I'm just going to stand up and stretch real quick.
Music! Let me music!
I didn't think you guys were gonna putz around in town, but I'm kind of glad you did.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit.
Cari loves the lobby
That
music to
music's
break
better,
up
'cause
the
that-
version, I guess. So,
Summertime.
Thinking about the good old days and stuff.
Go get those mojitos.
Yeah.
No.
My hairstyle would be actually nice right now. Well, I wouldn't have told that. I'm gonna go
Cari's
get a drink.
sprinkler dancing over here.
It doesn't even fit the music. It's just like, oh, this is a dance move.
Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more water.
I mean, that is the essence of dancing. Do what your heart says. Jodie, I'm loving the hair.
It does, it looks nice.
Yeah, it suits you so well.
Yeah, it definitely gives you like a streak.
I did a really. I thought I did quite a bad job actually cutting the front because I made it a little shorter than the sides there. But it got to a certain point. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna mess it up even more, so I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
No, it looks lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought I needed a change, and it's so much faster to wash. Oh my. So yeah.
You stretching the background of my screen.
What the fuck is
No!
doing?
That's his dance moves.
That's just Pilates.
Can't reach him.
Oh God.
Sorry for all the sad stuff, but you know, everyone's
Sometimes you gotta be
dead.
sad.
Ha ha.
Did you see what I put in chat, Rob?
No. Breker. You know what this is? I pulled this out right before the game today.
New dice? Or is that a bunch of D10s?
They're all D8s.
D8s?
They're all dates.
Dates.
I don't remember the exact number, but all I know is that this holds about as much as you guys would take.
From the dragon.
Could have just opened this. I was planning something a little dramatic where I was just like gonna count them, make sure everything's in there, clear out my board, and just like hold up my board, like open this and just go in front of all you guys and be like, sorry.
Find the breath weapon.
Yeah. I was like, somebody's gonna breathe. I was very scared for you guys for 2 weeks now. I'm so glad you got away from that thing. Oh my god. Oh jeez. I was talking to Cari like both weeks. I'm like, I really hope you guys get the fuck away with this thing.
Imagine if it becomes like a comedy thing where we just keep running into the damn thing and he has no idea that we're here. It just keeps happening.
Rob needs to roll whatever the perfect roll is every time an encounter happens.
Statistically possible, not probable.
Every time you roll a different encounter, it's more and more likely. I'm not recycling, except for that one because it hasn't been dealt with.
Recycling is good for the environment.
Nice one.
I believe you.
Yeah. Your face.
I believe you.
How is an ice dragon good for the environment?
Recycling it is.
Hold on, Mesh. We have really just like, all right, your day's work is to freeze the fuck out the polar ice caps. Just redo everything, please. We could use an ice dragon.
Ooh.
Also, you know, we could use it for the mojitos that we're gonna get.
Hey, we should do, instead of doing Rob sit-ups, you should redeem a group squat where we all just do squats. Like
Everyone does one squat
each of us. Yeah.
At the same time.
I see.
Yeah, we're like 1, 2. 1.
What if we did the wave?
See.
Squat. And then we changed the shot song to squats.
I see your squat and I raise you a plank.
That took way too long for redemption.
Also, we can't really put it on the screen very well.
Can you just,
But
just make the redemption 100k so I can spend my points?
You need to gamble more.
Not to mention,
You should have been there for my Libre set. Just gambled them all away. Like,
You
I
wanna do it?
believe Scopium. Dude, I'm never getting that thing. Shiny is never gonna be in my inventory.
I'm back.
Fucking J. Robin Stacks has got 2 of them, Mesh. 2.
Rob, at least you get them. I haven't gotten any except the free one they gave
Yeah,
us.
that's true.
what is it?
I
Can I
hear it, but I
Can I
don't
donate
justify
points? Can I donate points to Diaz?
I think Diaz probably
If you
has as many
want.
points as you do. The only difference is he's probably gambled some of them away as well.
I can just
Listen,
picture
here's
you
what we
going
should
down
do.
your Luxembourg.
Here's what I need to do. I need to find a redemption that's similar to
It's what he said in chat.
what
Okay. I don't. I haven't activated that.
I had this idea of a really expensive thing that my regulars would want to do, but because I can only do it once a day, because that's how the app works, I was thinking of having you guys like do a really expensive redeem where it would be like take a break and study Japanese. I've got like an Anki app where I could like study Japanese on stream.
Oh, where do I have?
So
I use Anki as well.
I got a Japanese book somewhere.
and I got
Although I
my
mainly use
grammar
it on
book
the
somewhere else.
I don't know where I put it.
If I get a second camera later on, I can get that. But
So what is it? I can't get my points. Damn you, Luxembourg laws! It stops to. It stops.
so
The
because
channel
he lives in
point?
Luxembourg and there's a couple other places I believe that are in Europe
Where is?
have banned channel points because they are gambling.
Yeah,
you can't
Pakistan
gamble
doesn't
with
have
them.
points.
Are they a gamble? Is that gamble?
So what they'll have
can
is
you
they'll be able
gamble?
to have channel points and spend them on stuff, but they can't use them on predictions. Predictions are banned in their countries.
Oh, there's that predictions mode
Correct.
thingamajigger. Oh, I've only
Yeah, you can't do that in Pakistan either.
I accidentally put everybody's full screen. Oh my god. Okay. It's banned in Pakistan as well.
I'm gonna wait a couple
I
more
didn't
minutes
know
here
that.
because I think Fish is doing a tournament match, so I'm gonna let him do something real quick, and then
I
we'll
have
hop back in.
50,000 channel points. What should I do with them?
And I have 272,000.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to do with them.
I need to figure out something that you guys can spend them on, because I have done coaching stuff, but none of the two people that have redeemed coaching, one of them wants to donate it, and I said that's just not gonna fly. You can't donate coaching. But if someone has the time to schedule with me, I would be able to do it, but I might end up increasing the coaching so that I can get more people that want to try to do it, because Lada's just never told me when he wanted to do it, but I wouldn't mind giving some coaching.
Oh, here we go. Okay,
That's me.
So I got this for
writing prompts.
teaching English, for private lessons and things.
name something simple that brings you joy. Go.
Cari.
Yay!
English,
I'm not simple.
Is this symbolic?
Okay.
The word
hold
simp
on
is
a
in there.
minute. Hold on a minute.
It says symbolic, right?
That's good. I like that. The slow realization. I like that.
No, I think what happened was Cari was too busy laughing at her own joke in her head before she said it. And then she was like, I'm not simple.
Cari, hey, no. Good goddamn me. I'm not simple. Why did you say that?
Cari and I have simple needs.
Yes.
Oh, simple. I thought it said symbolic.
That
No,
too.
Cari,
simple.
the ironic fact is that entire interaction shows how simple you actually are sometimes.
I'm not a simpleton.
So this is supposed to be for people learning English.
Yeah.
No, this is for writing prompts, but I use it
Right,
to
but-
help teach
okay.
English.
So, because I was gonna say, like, I can't even think of.
Yeah.
I know that
don't
something
think
that
anything
Cari
brings
always
me
tells me
joy.
all the
There you
time
go.
is color and music.
Mm-hmm.
That's something simple that brings her lots of joy.
Oh yeah, certain colors make me happy.
Like our curtains.
They're just like this perfect shade of teal.
Sleep
that
makes
makes me
me
happy.
happy. Thank
Sleep-
you, Tia.
Sleep does make me happy.
Phrase with the voice mod. Stinger transition. What does that mean?
Let's see.
Stinger.
Isn't that a term basically you have a stinger at the start of your production and it transitions into
You have
basically
stingers
introduction
that
or
are
what have you?
transitions, yes.
I just
What
described literally what was said. I don't know
So
why I did
I'll do
that.
this one
Sorry,
for
what
Mesh.
transitions to what?
Like this.
I'm confused. I don't know what.
Oh, I didn't
Oh
wait.
God!
I didn't wait. It screwed up. I forgot I have to wait for the thing to cool down.
Why would I pay 4,000 channel points for that? So that's.
Well, it's because I have people in my chat that are abusive with their channel points. You know?
That's
Oh,
just
okay. So you
annoying.
had to put the amount like that high.
Yeah, I had so many.
I had
spammed 15
one night
times.
where I just like it was like within the first week that I had the transitions and the new overlay and everything, and I set it for like 500 I think, or like 1,000, something like relatively high, and everyone rated me, and I had like 80 people in chat, and like half of them were regulars, and like everyone did at least 4 or 5 of them,
Oh my God.
and they were relentless. The second they did one, 3 other people did theirs, and then they'd rinse and repeat, and then 2 more people would join in the cycle, and it would just continue.
I think you spent a good 20-30 minutes just doing the transition.
Yeah, so what
It's a
I've done
little bit
now is
rough.
I've made the
Really?
sound files something that people can mess with all of the time.
Kaboom!
But it's
It's
letting them
disruptive.
it's letting them do them because I'm on a different window.
Oh, we have a sound alert thing. Sound alert! Sound alert!
But on the
Energy ball.
Energy ball.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
That's the one I do because if I want to hear Cari's voice randomly.
That
Okay.
sounds like an attack.
Isn't
It
that what
is an
it is?
attack! Yeah.
Let's get on there right now.
So in theory, these
been
sound
chilling.
files should not be working during D&D streams,
No, it's not.
I
I
can
can't
do it
hear
for you.
anything.
but I'm not sure how they're working.
I can also
I
do
can't hear anything.
kaboom!
It's like the one day I
And-
chilled out from is the day that we just focus on it.
Let's see. Kicked up your laughably.
I can't hear anything.
That was quite
That sounded
possibly
like-
the worst Keck W impression I've ever heard.
You sounded like Xena who got fucking punched in the throat
By a hag.
You know what I mean?
I was trying to be quiet, not hurt people hear
You're not supposed to get me
Just
doing
happened.
that.
What about the
No,
Kyojin one? What was
Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but your actual laugh just now was more like Jimika.
Oh my god.
Mika?
Oh, does she look like Jimmy Carr?
Jimmy Carr.
Don't think that.
Oh, I don't know him.
You-
It was a little.
He's
If you just listen to it, the last few seconds of her laugh was just like.
his
All right, folks.
Jimmy Cox's laugh is like No,
Yeah,
I can't do it
exactly like that. That's how I was
okay.
thinking in my head.
All right, folks. Let's jump back in. I don't know. I might have to test this later. Diaz with some other people. I think this is something that happened when I switched to OBS for those sound files. But in general, they're not supposed to play unless I have the source enabled.
I did not hear them. I
You're
didn't
not
hear
supposed to
anything.
hear them. Only the stream can hear them.
Oh, the stream can hear them. They're hearing something?
When those are being played. Diaz, I'll have you. We'll probably just have somebody redeem them later on, and we'll test it when I'm on different scenes and stuff, and see if it's
How
just
are
like.
they all
because it's not working.
1069?
All right, so we're gonna start back up now. I'm going to
Sorry.
use this as a opportunity to fast forward you after the last
That's
rites and some things you've gathered yourselves and started heading out towards Targos. Are you guys going to stop in Targos and try to see where they're progressing currently, or are you going to head to Bryn Shander instead for a nicer, potentially a nicer place to be? You're not sure.
To be
Can we
honest,
Can we change the plinky plonky?
Shander-
wait,
would be
we're
way
not.
more
We're not.
crowded.
Why are we heading that way? We're supposed to be going up here
Please?
to the beam where the beam is.
Oh, is Targos non-destroyed?
Yeah, we
I mean,
saved.
don't we have-
Yeah, it's partially destroyed. Because that's what we did our
Targos
last.
is the one
yeah.
being repaired. I made the
people
mistake
there?
earlier. Targos is the one being repaired.
Oh, it's being repaired.
Yeah, we did our
hopefully.
last stand there, so it's partially. Blank.
Oh, so we could
Yeah.
go there and maybe rest before we.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
why
be
we were
okay to
going there
rest
for.
in Targos. I don't really
We
want
were-
to go to Bryn Shander.
we
'cause
needed-
I don't want to meet people.
We needed rest because Valen needs to do her thing in a safe place.
Yeah. What thing?
The orb thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Targos might
If
not be a
there's
bad
any
idea. I doubt.
buildings standing here, we could probably
people.
rest here though. But
Yeah,
we don't need to.
I was
I
thinking
think
that.
we're probably going to be still exposed, and you and Velen, you're still feeling exhausted, right?
Rob, any
Exhausted?
buildings standing here at all, or everything's flat
At Targos?
in Bremen where we are right now?
I think, man.
I thought I already answered that. Everything is completely destroyed.
Everything's completely so. Okay, then Targos it is.
Targos.
Where you go to die.
Oh, inside that.
Okay, so when you guys head to
I'm
Targos,
sorry.
it does look like there are some people that have maneuvered over here over the past couple of days, but it doesn't look like they've really done any rebuilding at all. It's just been a couple of days. So, it looks like a couple people have kind of like sheltered up for the lack of space more than anything from Bryn Shander. They just kind of came back with a little bit of the militia and maybe have gathered some supplies in Bryn Shander and brought them here. It also looks like there might be some Bryn Shander residents shacking up here with their stable. so they can go back and forth between Bryn Shander. It looks like the stables are kind of rebuilt a bit, maybe more like a lean-to, if you will, like set up some supplies to block the wind out. They propped up one of the 2 very large doors near the gate that was destroyed. The other one is destroyed, but one of the gates is kind of just blown off the hinges, so they've kind of propped it up to help with the wind and keep the wildlife out a bit more. Yeah, it doesn't really seem too populous here. Some of the familiar faces, maybe from Targos, that you recognize, that might be around. Yeah, I think that's about it. There's not a whole lot of places here that are still like, I won't say like ransacked is probably the best way of saying it. Not because they're not destroyed, right? They've just been like run through. Like people have been killed in their homes, you know, like there's like sappers coming in and like taking stuff or moving things around, kind of destroying things, looking for something. Some houses are obliterated and like next to them is just like a perfectly fine home. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's like a disaster zone. It's like definitely a very post-war area. It's just like if you were ever to see any images from like World War I or World War II where there's just a house that's just been obliterated by a tank or like a mortar, and then there's just like another house that's completely untouched next to it. That's basically the scene you're looking at.
I'm just gonna approach the nearest person around us.
Just a silverly haired a lady, kind of just picking through what looks to be the remnants of her home out front, trying to look for what seems to be a door key. Just hobbling around. Who steals a key? Confounded.
Hi.
You can clearly see her door's unlocked, by the way. Oh, yes, hello.
Hi.
Sorry, my goggles are
we're just
fogging up.
We're travelers. I was wondering, what exactly is your update here? Anyone rebuilding? Is there like a person in charge?
Well, I'm not in charge, I can tell you that much. You look pretty strong. You want to help me open this door and break in?
Break in?
This is my house.
You probably don't want my help when it comes to doors. I kind of have a history with them.
Well, what the hell's that supposed to mean?
Well, I can help and you can find out.
Honey, I'm pretty old. There's probably nothing I haven't seen. Just go for it.
Tell you what, do you want me to just open the door? Nothing more?
I mean, good luck. I can't seem to find my key. Can you jimmy rig some clothing wire or something? Maybe some spit and some elbow grease or just get it right off the hinges? I don't know.
You know, rather than using brute force, I think I have a friend who might be more helpful. Mesh! Can you help me with this door?
Dumbledore. Which door? You mean this one, and I open it. And I open it.
Yeah. Do you even gesture that it's not unlocked? Like you're faking something?
You mean this one?
Yeah.
I'm just like, you mean this one?
Well, help me out. It's unlocked. All right. She just like hobbles inside. You need some tea? Come on in.
I smack Goldy in the back of the head.
No. Before you do that, I'm just gonna quite quietly tell you. Listen, I'm not even gonna chance it. All right, you understand?
No, I've already smacked you.
I'm not doing anything when it comes to
drafty
doors.
Outside. I'm gonna keep this on. You guys can come in though.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hello, my window's open. Oh, they're broken. Damn it.
Are we just gonna go into this woman's house?
Well, we've been invited.
Oh, good. They didn't steal the tea.
Is she okay with a lot of us? There's several of us.
It's like a 3-room house. There's like a bedroom and a kitchen and a living room, and that's it. It's pretty small.
You should know
question.
that
Is this just a random person? This isn't an inn?
It's a random
Why are we
person's house.
at a random person's house? I pull Goldy to us like, why are we at a random person's house? Couldn't you?
Hey.
There must... Especially.
I'm sorry. I like to talk to people.
Especially this kindly
and we
woman.
haven't had that many people to talk to right now.
Hey.
Could you not have found maybe a makeshift inn somewhere?
why don't we go to the inn and Goldy, you can stay and talk to this nice lady.
Or the real inn, if there's a real inn.
You know
Even
what?
if the real
She
inn
offered me
remains.
tea. I'm getting some tea. You motherfuckers can do your own thing.
I'll make my own tea.
Okay. You stay here, Goldy, and hang out with your new friend.
I'm already
join.
gone. Fuck
I
you.
will join.
Already
I will join Devii to look for an inn.
Well, I don't think we're gonna find an inn, but at least we can try to find Captain Skithy, Scythe, whatever, Scath, Captain
Skiggity
Scath,
Scooby.
Skibbity Scooty.
Captain Scurvy.
Captain Scooby-Doo. Captain Scooby-Doo.
It's Scoob. Yoink, Scoob.
Let's see if we can find him and see if we can get some info on what's going on around here.
Yeah, make an investigation check. But you can add your charisma instead of your intelligence because you're asking around.
Yay! Charisma's great. I rolled a 7. That's plus
What's your
5.
charisma?
I have great charisma, but it's only it goes up to 5.
Let me just head over to where the area
11,
where
12?
the wolves are at, or the dog sleds are at. Can't really find him. It's not around.
Okay, well, I'll ask the person that's at the wolves thing, hey, is there a place that we can go?
For the time being, this is kind of in a holding area for the elderly that couldn't make it. We're just letting them stay. We'll try to help them out as we can. I'm Markov, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
He's a half orc with a very salt and pepper beard.
I feel like
No
I've
hair.
heard that name before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No.
But anyways, I'm just here from Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
I'm not even a resident here. I'm just kind of helping them out because I heard their vacancy here.
Well, good for you.
So we're gonna help people kind of transport back and forth for the next couple of days with some supplies from whatever's left of Goodmead's area. They're gonna start converting some of their logging over here, but it'll just take time. So.
Well, I suppose a better question would be, for those who aren't the elderly and need a place, where can we go in this town? Do we need to go on the outskirts? Is there a good spot for us to go, just for the night?
Well, I'd recommend you just stay anywhere inside of these walls. Luckily, the dragon didn't kind of take out those things, it looks like.
Is
So
the
they'll
guard
protect you from the
tower?
wind.
Is there like a guard tower we could kind of bunk up in?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry, there's not. Let me bring you guys to the map, by the way.
Where did we sleep just before we left?
The stables are where you guys are at now. You guys know where Garrett's house is, and you were staying overnight in Triglio, which was a very rundown place before you guys left town with Scath. And then the Luskan Arms Inn is where you did stay, but is partially destroyed. And Scath is not here, but the Triglio area is like kind of a very small one.
Yeah.
But anyways,
We can go there.
in the actually, this is Devi's old
That or
icon.
to
Holy
Garrett's
crap.
place.
Are we here at the southern gate?
You guys are kind of at the stables area, the most of you. Cari, you can drag
check
on and
out
delete your old
Garrett.
icon if you want. I'm gonna say you're just somewhere in random house, like right near the front. Goldy, somewhere over here.
You went to the first house.
Yeah,
Loving this tea.
Valen's with you guys as well. Let me shrink you down,
Oh,
Cari.
now I'm very tall. Very big.
There you go.
Yay. I'm small.
So anyways, Triglio is probably your best place. It's run down. It's a small tavern, but it's just got a lot of standing room. It's not really an inn, but there is a small bedroom in the back and a kitchen where you can kind of set up your bedrolls and maybe shack up in here. Looks like it's one of the few places that's not like lived in, that's also not completely destroyed. Kind of a weird sitting place, and you guys know it works. You've been here.
Yeah.
We head over there.
Any type of roof over our heads and a fireplace and
Yeah, there's a nice hearth.
hearth.
You guys will just
We-
probably
we
scrounge
we can
around.
bunk down. Right, Devii?
Yeah, sure. Just us?
Pretty robust kitchen in here too that's just not being used.
All of us, I mean. All of
Oh,
us.
okay.
So are you leaving your dogs here, or
Yeah.
We're
I would
at
charge you
Silver's, right?
normally, but seeing as we're kind of just doing things to make ends meet. I'd just ask if you could spare some food. That would be fine.
Yes, we. What did we do?
You don't have to worry about feeding the
cold?
dogs. This has got a plenty of supplies still
That's
left
fine.
over, so.
Devii,
I don't have any
hold it,
food,
I've forgotten.
but maybe
What's
some
that
of the people
cauldron we had? We gave it.
We
one
gave
of
it
the
to Brinchander.
Oh, so they've got tons of food there. Like
But this is Targos. I don't have any food on my.
we don't have any spare food, but we can lend you our hands to assist with the rebuilding and clean up.
That'll be, all due respect, over the next couple of months. This is not going to happen in a day.
Sure.
Anyways, thank you very much for your help.
Rightio. Well, then, if you're willing to use your hands, y'all can stable your own beasts. I imagine you know how.
Sure.
There's no locks in here because, you know. Anyways, I'm going to go see to the dogs that just came in today, and you can peruse at your leisure. It's nice meeting you.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So, what time of day is it now?
Probably late afternoon,
Yeah.
before dinner.
It's gonna be. It's already dark because it's dark most of the time.
I think I'm gonna have to learn some kind of spell that will just. No, well, that would be nice. I think I can do that actually. I want to learn a spell that makes something larger than a tiny hut, so that we can all just sleep whenever we want.
Than a tiny hut. Oh, like
Alder's
a
Tower,
large
or,
hut?
Yeah.
you know. Probably work some out.
Yeah.
Mansion,
Otherwise,
magnificent
we.
mansion.
I think Chef has been
Yeah.
thinking
We'll
about
have-
something that he's been looking into as well.
Oh, awesome.
Otherwise, we'll have to get in the habit of
Magnificent mansion would be
carrying more camping equipment, more tents and camping equipment.
Yeah.
Canvases
And those don't really help with the.
with the wind.
Yeah.
Did we check on Garrett or
You haven't been able to find
Lucy?
him.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just haven't been able to find him.
Okay.
Maybe we should learn to build igloos. I don't know. Like you can build an igloo like fairly quickly. What do you think, Leader? You can make an igloo, right?
Me? No.
Well, all of us together.
You
We
see
all made
this?
and we all. I'm not very strong.
I think it would be okay to make an
I
igloo, but
Cal
it's gonna
has
be
Cal has
pain.
-1 strength, by the way. He's not strong.
Same.
At all.
I mean, the
He's at least
thought of
strong.
putting together an igloo makes me tired.
Same, but I'm saying if there was an emergency situation, it'd be a useful skill to learn. It'd be a useful skill to learn for Devii to learn, not Cari.
Me? Why me?
For Devii to learn, for all of us to learn, all of us.
But why should it be like me?
Because it's only us two here talking. Where's everyone else?
Okay, well, how about put your hand on your shoulder? How about I'll task you with learning how to make an igloo,
Fine.
since
No
you're
one
so
listens to
passionate
my
about it.
ideas.
It is. It's your. I'm not. It's your idea. Don't push it on me.
That's to say, nobody listens. If there was
No,
an
I think
emergency
it's a great idea. I just don't want to do it.
Survival situation, we may need to make an igloo, or at least a little snow hole.
Mm-hmm.
You know when you dig into the
Yeah.
snow a bit. Yeah.
When the
like
time
that.
comes, I will be so grateful to you for learning how to do it.
That's what owlbears do. You know, they dig into the snow like
Mhm.
that.
I'm just looking around the Triglio, seeing if it's worth staying there for the night.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Like, you've done this before. It's pretty safe still.
Alright, this looks okay, guys. We could start a fire.
Sounds good to me.
Hmm.
I am curious to know about the orb, though.
About Markham?
Oh no, not the orc, the orb.
Oh, sorry.
Where's
I heard orc as well.
Sorry, I have no curiosity for that man whatsoever. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I kind of do.
Alright.
He's got the salt and pepper thing.
So I'm trying to think about a couple of things because we are pretty close to time. So I'm gonna try to get us moving a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say over the course of the evening, you guys do various things, talk to various people, and potentially end up finding out Scath isn't in town.
Okay.
Through asking, actually, Goldy finds out that this old woman does know Garrett,
Okay.
and she has seen him after the accident at some point, but she doesn't know where he went. They might have evacuated early. You're not sure. And then in addition, you are also completely lost as to her, as to like what this other girl is that you may have mentioned. And
Lucy.
yeah, you have like, she has no clue who this is. Like, this is a relatively decent sized town. Like, it's reasonable that some people don't know each other.
Yeah.
So Goldy doesn't have any information on this, and your guys asking around doesn't have any yield anything either. After a while, Goldy probably just has some nice tea with this old woman who's talking his ear off about her grandkids for whatever reason, and
Quite nice.
probably just heads out and meets up with you guys at the Triglio eventually, seeing somebody putzing around outside. And Velen, after a while, is kind of sitting crisscross applesauce, shivering with a couple of blankets, staring at her bag. The professor ordered inside. You all gather and get ready for essentially dinner, which is basically just a bunch of mixed nuts, rations, dried fish, stuff like that. Chowing down together.
Finally, we're inside.
It feels good to sit
Mhm.
and not have to sit on a moving item, but just like sit.
Mm. The art of sitting is a nice one.
I like it.
What are the odds of seeing the same dragon twice? Jesus, that was ridiculous.
What are the odds of seeing it 3 times?
Oh,
Don't think
even
about
jinx
these
it.
things.
Don't even jinx it.
Guys, we made it. We're safe. That's all that matters.
you don't think she would travel to these towns, do you? Has she been known to come to 10 towns?
No.
No, we didn't really hear about her from any of the locals.
I would like Goldy to please make a dexterity saving throw. Just, this is nothing serious. Just want to have you roll a dex save for me.
5.
Oh my god.
So when you kind of come
Oh,
back
well, you
from
died.
when you come back from the place and kind of plop down, you plop down with your backpack kind of just carelessly, and your bag kind of just spills out a couple of components on the ground. And
Sorry.
where is the more like neutral track in here? Is it this one? Yeah, that's the one. You guys can hear the wind kind of outside as he kind of closes the door behind him, coming in a bit late from his tea time with Grandma Agnes. And as these contents of this bag fills out, you guys remember he's got all kinds of random things in there, just normal stuff. Rations, caltrops, crampons, snowshoes, etc. But there's one other thing that's kind of like something that's been forgotten. There's just a book from East Haven
From the library.
you guys took from the library.
Yeah.
I remember
Some
that.
blood on the pages still.
It's like a year
And
ago.
just falls on the ground.
There you are.
And you just see Vellen's eyes kind of shoot over towards it. Where did you get that book?
Oh, this. I think it was in East Haven. I don't know why. I was just drawn to it. I have no particular interest on it whatsoever. What do you ask?
She kind of just stares at it for a really long time. Slowly shakes her head like I'm doing. Can't put my finger on it, but what is it? If you don't mind me asking, what is it about?
Do you know what? Take a look for yourself.
It's code for Goldy doesn't remember.
And that's Goldy saying, I don't want to remember.
I remember that it was basically, and shut up, Rob. Basically, it was stuff that I didn't understand. I think it was pictures, images of different things, but I just didn't understand most of it. That's all I remember.
Was it a language you didn't understand?
No.
No?
I think it was more of an intelligent kind of thing. I just didn't grasp what was in it.
Where did this go? Here we go. It was a anthology of poetry.
Ah, okay.
Oh, this isn't generic? Oh, I thought that was just a generic point. That's why I didn't say anything. A book that may contain poetry, historic accounts, information pertaining to a particular field of law. That's not generic?
That's generic, yeah.
Okay,
it's like a
that's
worn
fine,
book
then.
with a red leather cover and some yellowed pages, but the edges of the pages seem to be stained with some dried blood. Really old.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
I made sure to write that down.
Yep. So the inside just suggests it's nothing more than an anthology of poetry, just kind of like chronologically. But you notice that the kind of spine that just says an anthology of poetry, you know, like in this very nice script on the red spine, the text is gone.
Was it there originally?
Yes.
When he first found it?
Yes.
Yes, I remember going through it.
All the
That's
text in the
very
book is gone?
odd.
Did you say
Or
you
just the-
handed it over to Velen despite this?
I did hand it over to her.
She takes the book carefully. Weighs it a little bit. Opens the book. Some like reading glasses on. Slowly thumbs through a couple of pages, nods. Oh dear. Yep. Yep. Handwriting is a bit odd, but okay. How? Did he steal this?
You know what? That's not important.
I think you did.
I'm not talking about you.
Wait, no, I wasn't there with you.
She looks
It was
up from the
a lie.
pages and looks at Goldy and says, I'm not talking about you.
Oh. I totally did.
And then with that, you just see a puff of smoke, dust come from the book as she closes it. This is a spell book.
Glorious.
And this is by none
kind
other
of
than the
spells?
famous traveling partner that I came with, Dallan.
Oh, that's the evil wizard, right? That was
Evil?
killed?
Well, I guess some people might think that red
Wait.
wizards might be evil.
There was another one that was burned. Not Dallan, right?
Are you
Dishonor
asking
one.
Rob or are you asking Velen?
I'm asking
Dishonor
Velen
one.
because we had told her that one of them was. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Dishonor
we've
was the one
told,
that was
we've
burned.
told
Yeah,
her
we told her
Dishonor was
already.
one.
Now, I have a very particular question to be asking you. How exactly did this person, Dazan, that you say, die?
He was
How closely
burnt.
were you paying attention?
He was tied to a stake and burned, right?
Yes. But what is the details of his demise?
That being said, he was burned with his spellbook, and clearly, if this is a spellbook,
He was burned with his spellbook, you say?
yes.
That
Definitely.
makes sense why this one looks a little bit
And there
different.
was green
Green smoke?
or green fire.
Smoke.
Sorry.
Okay.
I do remember
Fire.
that.
We're getting
Yeah.
on to something. Let me ask you a question. It's going to sound a bit strange. Was there any point where the flesh from his bones turned to snow?
I wasn't.
With the flesh
long
from his
enough.
bones turned to snow.
Uh,
We didn't really want to
I
hang
didn't.
around watching that, so
Well, this is fair. I understand that not everyone would be paying attention to this kinds of details, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I
That
understand.
being
It's unfortunate.
said, he was burned in East Haven,
Yes,
and the
that's
guard
mostly
captain
irrelevant.
the guard captain of East Haven is still alive. So if you want
This
to,
is good.
yeah,
Okay.
if you want to talk to her, we can go through Bryn Shander.
I believe I know her by name as Captain
Argoloth?
Argoloth. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, if I was being blunt, this is a very valuable spellbook.
It's also worth noting that that there were murders continuing after he was killed, and they seem to be separate from what the Durgar were doing. So
Well, it could
This is
be not his fault, or maybe potentially
yeah,
his fault. You never know. He is a red wizard after all. Well, for the sake of transparency, I could let you know what's in this book, but it might mostly bore you. There's something about animating objects. There's an arcane eye, which of course I can do. There's an arcane lock, a blur spell, confusion. Looks like he was studying about conjuring elementals. And detecting magic, disguise self, some boring. Fireball, of course, a staple. And hallucinatory terrain, illusory script. Aha. She stops on this page. Perhaps this is what he used on the book. Why you thought it was something else.
May I ask, you recognize this as a spell book. If you were able to see it at all prior to this, did it have blood on it, or are we thinking that that blood is recent? Also, we found it in the so-called library of East Haven.
Well, I can't really deduce anything from this blood, but
Okay.
it's a bit old. So it's possible that he used it for something else, or maybe he stole the nice book from someone else and then decided, hey, this is mine now. I don't know. But yes, he also has some other things like levitation, mirror images, phantasmal, seeming, sending, silent image, and slow. I would also particularly very much covet this book. If I could transcribe some of these, maybe I could help you out, but
It's
we
all
could
yours.
transcribe.
For it.
Yeah.
But
that's all I need. It's
have no
going in the
use for
bag.
it.
And she just chucks it in her own bag. Thank you very
I
much
was like, I
for
have
your
no use for it.
donations to the Harpel Foundation.
you're welcome.
But
Wonderful.
I must ask though, why was I drawn to it?
Are we drawn to it?
Yes, I had no reason to pick that up to read it or anything, but I had this
Because it had blood on it.
oversensing emotion to pick it up, to look at it, and then to take it. I
Goldy,
don't
I'm
normally
not a-
do this kind of things.
I'm not a diviner, so I couldn't help you. She just grins. But I'm very thankful that you did, because there's hundreds of gold worth of valuable spells that might save my bacon and yours in the future, should I take advantage of it.
I suppose you could teach me some of the things in that book.
Probably not, unless you decided to take up lots of schooling overnight.
Oh, Mesh has been learning different spells in a book.
Yes, he's been talking to me about this a bit. It seems that your friend Mesh has been able to take some arcane studies at some point and has been a bit of a quick self-taught study for the realm of ritual magic. Is that right, Mesh?
Any of those spells that you mentioned could be transcribed?
Yes, let's take a look. Have you the capability of detecting magic or disguising yourself?
I can do detect magic, yes. Disguise self, no, not yet. That would be a good one.
Okay, do you know how to make illusory scripts?
No, that's another
Okay, well,
one.
that's one's in here. We can share some notes.
Yep.
Let's see here. Have you the capability? Oh, I think that's about it.
Okay. That's at least 2 new things.
Yes, this is
And
very
you
nice.
also said you had Tensor's floating disk. I could
Yes,
take
that's
that
in
at
my
some
book,
point.
though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if you did that, but unfortunately, if I'm going to be transcribing into this book, then you can't use it, unfortunately.
Oh, is
So
it like a one-time thing?
No, it's not. What would happen is usually I keep all of my spells in my book, and if I'm transcribing some of Dazan's spell book into my book, therefore my book would be in use. Therefore, you could not transcribe at the same time. So we'll have to work out a schedule of transcription.
Yeah, that's fine.
But
we still would need to spend the gold for that thing. How would you even get that kind of materials in this kind of area?
Very good question. Well, I'm guessing that we can still find somebody that wants some sort of money, or maybe we can try to find it somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe we can find some sort of
I could look around
supplement.
town, see if any of the shops have anything.
Yes, we'll have to do something when we get back into Brent Shadow. We'll find something out. Maybe the Black Iron Blades will have something for us. Anyways,
okay.
Thank you very much for your book. She grins. A little creepily, but you can tell it's just a bit greedy rather than anything. She's just happy to have something very valuable that only wizards could like. All right, I will get you the contents of that book later. But great find from, I don't know, 20 sessions ago, Goldy.
Didn't you roll a nat 20 or something?
No. Your group rolled a nat 20 and he rolled a nat 1. But because the book was a bad object at the time, I wanted him to find it, but your group to get something valuable. So I worked out both rolls so that he found the object of no value and that you guys got the information that there wasn't anything there. So it was kind of a mixed bag. I had to work something out there, but there you go. You guys found the most valuable thing in the library without really knowing.
Yeah.
The cat.
We wasn't looking for that.
So it literally has nothing to do with me. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I suppose we should do what we're here to do. Let me undo this buckle. She grabs this orb. And, says, well, Professor, it's been a long time. And the orb begins to glow a very light blue, a bit pale. Well, yes, I do believe it's a bit, Hello.
Hi.
Oh, new faces. Well, I believe that's what you say. New something. New voice. Something, yes. I'm Professor Scant. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Ooh, another one. Hello.
There are many of us
Yes, I can
here.
sense you all. The voices are new, though. Well, hello to all of you.
Introductions. I'm Chalcedony Icewind. Pleased to meet you.
Wonderful.
Have you always been an orb?
Well, I would struggle to understand what it is you are trying to infer.
Are you a spirit of someone who was once alive?
I am but a scholar inside of this magical orb of knowledge. Although you can attribute the knowledge to me.
So that's a no.
But that sounds like a yes.
I don't know. He said he's a scholar. He didn't say he's been alive once before.
Well, you have
Is that a yes
to
or
take
no?
this into a realm of ethics and other discussions if you would like to know more about how something may be existing as alive.
Are you alive?
We would have to define the term of what is alive. But I would basically think that the group here, besides Mistress Harpel, are probably just a bunch of dunderheads, so you probably wouldn't understand.
Excuse me?
Don't have to be
Threw you
rude
in the
about
lake.
it.
If we threw you in the lake.
Dunderhead's the name of the town I came from.
Are you
Look at
serious?
I look at Varin
It
and
just
I
came
say,
back to me.
I
Oh my
see what you
gosh.
said. I see what you meant.
Anyways,
Are
let's.
you from Dunderhead?
I'm not from anywhere. I'm just an heirloom item, unfortunately. Although, it's very funny to me that an item can be more intelligent than half the people that own it.
Yes.
Would you feel pain if we threw you in the icy water?
Absolutely not. I cannot experience pain.
Well, that certainly is a shame. I'll tell you that.
Anyways, please continue, Glenn. What we're supposed to be figuring out here.
Isn't he just delightful? He says everything I'm exactly thinking at all times without any filter. Oh, he's such a... at least he's not insulting me this time.
Well, it sounded like he was insulting you.
Well, he's not exactly referring to me. It's all right. Anyways,
to be
he
fair,
is the one that
we
led
just
me
don't
to
do
the
this.
places that I needed to go. So if you can at least get rid of this chatterbox from your mind as far as the insults are concerned, then we can move forward with his brilliant understanding of the history of Netheril and his other understandings in his scholarly knowledge of just random things about the universe, in which I won't have to recur or use my brain very much at all. I can just rely on this blabbering ball, if you will.
Blubbering ball?
Blabbering ball is what I believe she said. Thank you very much.
I thought it sounded funnier if you say blubber.
Well, that's physically impossible.
It has nothing to do with physics. Continue.
Anyways, what is it that you wish to know about? I'm an unending font of knowledge, I can assure you.
Unending font of knowledge. Can we ask you anything?
Yes, I am quite magically how would I put this in terms that you can understand? A magic 8-ball that can speak.
Oh, what's a magic 8-ball, Devii?
I have no idea.
You know, the things that children can do where they shake something and then there's a little dice on the inside of something submerged in water inside of a small ball. They turn it over and then the
never
result
seen
is
those.
given.
Oh.
We're
We only
looking for a
get-
city under here? Sorry, what?
No, you go.
I was just saying we're looking for a city under Icewind Dale.
And
Well, there's no city underneath
the...
Icewind Dale. As a matter of technicality, I'm sure you're referring to another different place nearby.
Yes.
Under the glacier to the east.
That is
the large glacier.
Yes. The lost city of Netheril.
Looking for a town down under.
I do hope you have your quills ready because you are about to receive a lengthy discussion and history lesson. Are you ready?
Go for it, Velen, because I ain't doing it. Right?
I'm not right.
I use my mage
I'm
hand
not
to
writing
take
anything
out
down. Are
the,
you crazy? I'll just ask him again.
I use my mage hand to take out the big map of 10 towns we have.
Velen's even more lazy than me.
I don't know about that. An empire at Netheril arose more than 5,000 years ago. Those who follow the Dale reckoning calendar would find this date at the Netheril's birth around negative 3,859 DR. Dale reckoning. Present day is currently 1489. The Netherese legacy began with the discovery of the Nether Scrolls. These long golden scrolls taught Netherese arcanists how to wield magic beyond their wildest fantasies, and it took centuries. The Netherese, who mastered the power of the Nether Scrolls, became a ruling class, living on great flying cities.
May I ask you a question? You said they found the Nether Scrolls? They did not create them, so these Nether Scrolls are very old. Yes?
Yes, these were discovered.
Okay.
Good cat.
This is Rob trying to catch up to the questions because I'm just reading a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
But the Netherese who mastered the power of the Nether Scrolls became a ruling class that lived on great flying cities and took refuge in remote subterranean lairs. Despite their great power, however, the Netherese faced a growing threat. Under the heart of their empire lived spellcasting aberrations known as Faerun. Using their ability to drain magic, the Faerun began to unravel the weave itself. For those dunderheads, the weave is magic. With Netheril would collapse into ruin, without which Netheril would collapse into ruin. At minus 339 DR, 4 years after the fall of Ythrin, the Empire's more powerful arcanist, Karsus, attempted to neutralize the Faerun threat by casting a spell of unparalleled power that would enable him to replace Mistral, the goddess of magic, giving him absolute control over the weave. Mistral countered Karsus at a key moment during the casting of the spell, in which she felt accomplished by only sacrificing herself for tearing the weave. Karsus was slain instantly, and for a time thereafter, the creatures of the world were Nether without magic were simply unable to control it. Without the great magic to keep them aloft, the remaining cities of Netheril crashed to the ground, and many arcanists who survived were driven mad. Once magic came back into use, the Netherese arcanists could no longer cast their mightiest spells as they had once done before, forcing them to resort to traditional wizardry. 400 years after Karsus had cast his own spell, the Netherese Empire was no more, crushed by its enemies and undone by its own hubris.
Do you know anything about Arl?
Aurel, I believe, is
Can you tell us everything you know
minor
about
deity of the bitterness and loneliness of cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
What form does she take? What
And how do we
are her
kill
followers?
her?
This is all that it lies within the records. Everything else is mere religious conjecture. She's a minor deity and therefore does not have much power in which the followers can yield.
Well, that's good to know.
Can she be killed?
How do we enter the city of Netheril?
Well, you need to find the door.
That's nice. Where's the door?
I would
And I
assume
show up
somewhere
the
near
map.
the beginning.
Oh, please be more specific.
Seems that my memory banks do not possess this knowledge.
Oh, who's the dunderhead
It's
now?
still a
then?
codicil of white.
Yeah, that was supposed to lead us there.
Sorry, stand by.
That's okay. I know you're looking for it. I'm being rude to the orb, but not to you. I understand you have to look for things.
To be
How's
fair,
that
the
really?
orb has been nothing but rude to us.
Yes, that's why I'm being rude to him.
How's gonna be really
I'm
rude
supposed to be
them?
rude to you guys, just to be
I
fair.
love it!
I know,
It's great!
I'm just. I'm just gonna say, why is it whenever we
You're
run into any
fine, perfect.
magical folk, they always seem to have an air of arrogance with them?
I love that he's like, oh, it's the at the entrance where you're supposed to go in. I'm like, oh, please do be less, please be more vague.
Where's the end?
I'm above you in every manner. Go in the
Is
door.
it a doorknob? Do you
You
pull
for me.
or push?
I'm just going to read this to you guys. Professor Orb is a smooth 5-pound sphere of smoky gray quartz about the size of a grapefruit. Closer examination reveals 2 or more pinpricks of silver light coming from deep inside the sphere. Unlike most sentient things, this orb has no goals of its own and cannot initiate a conflict with any other creatures that are in possession of it.
Really?
With the creature in possession of it. The orb has extensive knowledge about 4 narrow academic subjects. When making an intelligence check to recall lore from any of its areas of expertise, it has a +9 bonus to its roll. In addition, the knowledge it possesses, the orb can cast the Mage Hand cantrip at will and use the Mage Hand cantrip to transport itself if the need arises. It's literally just like casts a hand and just goes.
Can you imagine it like picking him up and going tossing himself?
Maybe more like what
Also,
was the hand?
I hope this doesn't pull you guys out of this, but this is my favorite.
No, yeah.
This is my favorite thing. I'm gonna pull a little bit behind the curtain again because I just love this. Professor Scant is a chatterbox and assumes all humanoids are dunderheads.
Wow.
So it uses the word dunderhead.
Cow's not a
When
humanoid.
elaborating on
was
its
a
areas of
coincidence.
expertise, it
No,
adopts
you're
an
a humanoid.
unintentionally patronizing
No,
tone.
I'm not.
You're not a human, you're a humanoid.
No. Cow's not a humanoid. He's something else. I've forgotten what it
He's
You're
is.
a
a
humanoid.
monstrosity?
No.
Is he a beast?
No. I
He's a
swear that
humanoid.
it's- Well, that's what you would assume, but I swear I've read it's not that says
Orcs
it's
are
some-
humanoids.
I think she means a fae. She's a fae creature.
A fae, so that doesn't mean I'm a humanoid. There it
Yes,
is
it
there.
does.
You're still a humanoid.
Technically, I'm a fae.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
Human-
matter that he looks a little bit like a
humanoid
human.
is
It
the
doesn't
shape
matter.
of your body, isn't it?
Yep.
The shape of my body is not a human.
Noid infers it is similar to a human.
If you would like to not be
Yeah, we
treated
have,
as
we
a
have a fount of all knowledge here. Why don't we ask them?
Yeah.
I'm
If you
completely
would
different
like
to
to
a
not
human,
be a
I'll have you
humanoid
know.
anymore, Mr. Cal, then you can also not receive any healing spells from your allies, and also have probably been dead by now. So you can
Well,
choose your
yeah.
options.
Are you gonna retroactively kill Cow?
I is not the
You
one
hear
that's
that?
decided this.
He's been a ghost the whole time.
Don't worry, Cal. I'll stop what I'm doing and give you a prayer.
All right. Then you'll be devoid of my skilled hands.
Technically, I'm a fae too, but I'm also a humanoid.
Human.
See, Devii knows what I'm talking
But
about.
I'm a humanoid fae.
Man.
I'm a fae.
A
No.
fairy is also a humanoid.
I don't look anything like a human.
Okay, let's
I don't
back up real
understand
quick
how I'm a
on the
humanoid.
question. So someone asked about the location of the entrance of Netheril. And what was the thing that Breker had said?
Codicil of White.
What about it?
What is it? And where do we find it?
God damn you, Cari. I mean,
Me?
Jodie. Sorry, Jodie.
Yeah.
Me? Why me? How dare you?
How
No,
dare
first
you?
thing he said.
How dare you insult our leader?
Forget. I'll
Away
translate-
with you! I have nothing to say to you.
Well, I personally do not have
what
the
you
knowledge of
said
where
to
the
me
codicil currently is. However, someone that had in possession of me knew exactly where it was. Aslantamir has told me where she has located it at the point before she met her demise, in which case she has referred to me that she had lost her memory, in which case the owner of the heirloom, Miss Harpel here, has been in competition with Miss Aslantamir and therefore has lost attunement into my memory banks, and therefore I had a little bit of loyalty towards my previous ownership, so I decided to leave out that information to Miss Lantamir.
Cool.
Therefore, Miss Harpel, is this all right in a public forum to reveal this information? And she just nods and says, yes, go on with it. Excellent. So the Codicil of White, she believes to be on the Isle of Solstice.
Isle of Solstice?
That is correct. The Isle of Solstice is somewhere along the region of the sorry, I need to get you guys out of Targus for a moment. If you were to look onto the map of Icewind Dale,
Really? We're nearly finished.
if you were to look at a map of Icewind Dale, it would be somewhere in the Sea of Moving Ice.
Okay, I'm gonna check this
We
map.
just came from there.
Oh my god.
Wait,
That
really?
stupid dragon is going to be an issue again, isn't it?
Are you being serious? To go there? To the
Wait,
north?
hold on.
And then what was it about the stuff over in that direction?
Yeah,
I thought
what
we were supposed to go
part?
there
Not
for
towards the
something.
Dark Duchess, towards the north?
Yeah, where
Were we
exactly?
supposed to go northeast?
Northeast, I mean?
Yeah.
I bring up
Isn't
the
the
map
sea-
that we got, and I ask him to point it out, or just like mage hand it out.
I thought we were
Points it
supposed to go somewhere towards the glacier.
Well, what are
Yeah,
you
with the
going
big
towards the
box
glacier
that says
for?
beam.
Precisely.
I forgot.
Hmm?
There is a beam over there somewhere.
Yeah,
We had it marked, but where's it gone? Is it still there?
it's
For some reason
it's in a box.
Well, someone took it out. Oh no, there it
No,
is.
it's there. It is there.
It's
In the, God, that's a large
What?
area. It's in that very
What?
large area there.
Did I mishear you? I thought you said that you thought it might be in the northeast. But if
What is it that
No,
you're
I think
referring
the
to?
door, the entrance to the
Codicil.
city. I think
the
the entrance to the city
yeah.
was in the glacier, and the codicil is somewhere
Yes,
else.
well, the glacier is most definitely where I believe the city to be. But as you know, the glacier is more than 40 miles across, so finding the entrance is difficult. I've been thinking about this for a while. I know this sounds a bit rough, but if indeed the Codicil is in a different location, it's quite plausible that I would need to do some investigating separate from all of you in order to find where the location is while you retrieve this other item, and then we can reconvene again with our knowledge of what the Codicil might do, and then
Okay, so
I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
Right.
I'm not.
if
Are you
I'm
ta- are you
understanding what you're
taking the-
saying, if I'm understanding correctly, you're saying you might stay in Bryn Shander and do some research while we go to the Sea of Moving Ice to look for the Codex?
Codicil.
The Codicil.
Well,
It's such a massive area.
yes, I realize it's a massive area, but if I could kind of put the finger to the ground and maybe dig through some of the wreckage in East Haven's library or maybe Bryn Shander's, I can find something. But
Okay.
we could also try to work together to do this at the Isle of Solstice if you believe that it might be there, but
Oh yeah, you did say Isle of Solstice, so we.
What
go there.
we never got a clear answer of what the codicil is actually. What does it do?
It shows us the entrance, right?
It's a book that has a ritual that will show us the entrance.
It's a book.
Nice.
well then yes, I seem to have remembered. If this book is to show us both where the entrance is, it's reasonable to conclude it could just function as a key.
It's true.
But it all depends on one major feature. How is the city locked away? Is it by Netherese means? Did they lock themselves in? Or were they sealed in by Auriel, or potentially sealed by Auriel's followers, perhaps? Or maybe they were sealed in by goblins or the dragon. I don't know. There's many sealed from the inside out, sealed from the outside in. Did it just crash and they lost time and this is all just a wild goose egg chase? I don't know.
Was the Ithrin a flying city or was it a subterranean lab?
It was most definitely a flying city that had crashed to the earth many years ago.
What was the subterranean thing that you were talking about?
I
That's
kind of got
the-
confused.
I think that's the city now, isn't it? The one that was flying, isn't it?
Now it is, but that you had mentioned that
The
monsters
Netherese
came up
mastered
or
the power of the
something.
Nether Scrolls to become a ruling class. They lived on great flying cities or took refuge in more remote subterranean layers. One or the other.
Oh,
In this case,
so
the lost city of the Ythrin was a flying city.
okay. Okay.
Scant, do
Well-
you know if there were any survivors of Ythrin crashing to the ground?
This information is currently unknown.
Scant, do you know anything about the copy of the codicil that Dallan had?
According to my memories, Dallan never possessed the codicil.
Nas told us he made a simulacrum, a copy of it.
I am sorry your understanding of the arcane arts is poor, but a simulacrum is a copy of which you make of another person. Perhaps Dallan has made a copy of himself rather than the codicil.
Suppose that would track. Perhaps the simulacrum was the one that burned.
So he's
And
still
maybe that's
alive?
why.
Scant, what happens when you burn a simulacrum?
It dies.
Does it turn to snow?
Did they burn green smoke?
Well, the part of the process in which to make a simulacrum, it uses slush and snow. And when you use a material component to create something that has not existed before, it returns to the material component.
Okay, so if we went to Bryn Chandra, we could ask Captain Argoloth about that.
You could
If,
probably
if he-
send
if
a
he
message
finds
now.
one.
I
You could
could.
probably do a sending thing.
I don't have that spell today, but
I'm sure someone would
prepare it
remember.
for
People
tomorrow.
would remember that. That's quite a remarkable thing to
I look at
have a dead body
Vanvalor.
turn to snow when it burns.
Dallan hasn't spoken yet.
Yes, hello. Yes, hello. I'm here.
hello.
Hey.
Hey, Dallan.
You guys didn't start without me, right?
No, of course not.
No,
Nah.
of course.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Apparently,
folks.
I needed sleep.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you got some healthy sleep.
As opposed to not healthy sleep.
I am going to have to unfortunately say
Monster.
that at this point, it is 1 o'clock, and that is our hard cutoff time. And
Please
so,
sponsor us, monster.
what I will
please.
tell you is this. Scant almost takes a odd interruption in the middle of your discussions about all of these things and says, "It is believed by the followers of Auriel, and also by Naslantamir, that the Isle of Solstice is currently overrun by the followers of Auriel, potentially ice giants and more. Please be careful when you go there, and also good luck navigating the icy tundra that is the Sea of Moving Ice. It is believed by the local people that there should be a druid's project to be able to navigate the sea. Or you can potentially find allies to the south, in which case they might be able to fly you over. Either way, it is not advised to take dogs across the rocky outcroppings and constantly shifting ice plates of the Sea of Moving Ice."
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
While I've got you here, Scant, can you tell me whether I'm gonna get with Cow at any stage?
No, you don't need to
I do
ask
believe
him,
you are
you
with
just
them in
know
the
answer
same
to
room
that.
at this present time. I do not understand why you would ask such an obvious question.
Why don't you do it tonight?
Well,
Do you know what? I'm gonna have a Hail Mary here. Do
Yeah.
you know anything about a white dragon?
I do not know who Hail or Mary is, but a white dragon is a very dangerous creature.
Do you know?
Do you know about
Think
one
some-
called Offered
I just
to us.
I just said it.
That's it. Oh, you just said it. Did you not pronounce it?
I am unaware that there is a current dragon name of this type.
There isn't one associated with the city whatsoever,
All
right?
of the knowledge in which I just partook in providing to all of you was researched by the wonderful Meshadieme and was kept secret from her after her demise and memory loss.
Hey, Scant. Can you tell me the weather tomorrow?
Same as today.
Velen, do they always ask such
freezing.
preposterous questions of things that are very narrow in scope?
Yes.
Very well, I will answer your question because it amuses me. No.
No?
The weather is no.
I am not a
Oh,
druid
yeah,
and
yeah.
therefore cannot tell you the answer.
It will snow, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
snow.
I don't even have a concept of what cold even means. Only
It's,
what the books tell me. I'm a
Be
scholar.
thankful.
Just think of summer as good and winter as
I'm not an ethics professor.
Summer.
Well, winter isn't bad. It's just bad when it goes on for this long.
Actually, a legitimate question. Do you have a concept of pain?
We already asked him that.
I
He
think
said
we already
no.
asked him that, yeah.
No. We asked him if he feels pain. Does he understand what pain is?
I have a realm of possibility in which pain might entail.
But you don't know.
Limitation by which people are weak.
Yeah. Well, we can test
Or
it later,
strong.
Goldy.
That's
If
a
we
hell
didn't
of a
have
description.
pain, then we would.
No, I
Let
merely
our
mean that
hands burn
pain
as
induces
children.
weakness, in that you cannot have the same capabilities when you are without pain.
Pain is the body's way of alerting us that something's wrong.
Yes, I'm aware
If you
of
don't
this
have
fact.
if you don't have it, you are weak because something will be wrong with your body and you will not be aware of it.
But if you possess no body, then there is no purpose of this pain.
Can you run a marathon?
You still
Why
have
would I
a
want to do
physical
such a frivolous
form.
activity?
I don't even know what a marathon is.
You have a physical form, and we have an
Some-
ice.
Anyways, we're getting off topic and
No.
we're being petty.
Yeah.
We can test
Sorry.
that pain so
I
later.
was just curious about the orb. But anyway, yeah.
Velen throws it in the bag and points a finger at Cal. You will not damage my family heirloom. How dare you?
I didn't say I was gonna damage it.
I don't give a fuck what you were intending to do. You will not touch this orb. We worked too damn hard for this, and this is my family heirloom. I'm back off.
I'm not hot for Professor Scan. Why does everyone think I'm hot for Professor Scan? I
I'm
don't
not going to
like
test
it.
his pain regimen.
He's not my-
How dare you?
He's not my
I'm
type.
gonna go get my bed ready for tonight. Good night, guys.
With that, we're going to go with ending the session for the week.
Will Cal get out of this situation in which she could possibly get killed? I don't know. Let's find out next week.
Oh, Villain's gonna kill.
All right, folks. Hopefully you had a wonderful time with our silliness in this session. I am going to not get creepy music. Hello? Salsa, please. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna finish up the session here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my extensive studying and summaring of an entire page of wiki and the entire knowledge that Scamp possesses into 3 paragraphs, which is
That was
crazy.
great.
I hope you guys have a wonderful
you
week,
did?
and we'll see you guys on the following week if there is no community day, which I don't believe there
Fish
is.
has got the right eye there.
Let me
So-
check.
Fish on a Heater, aka Paladin PvP, is rocking all kinds of content on YouTube and on Twitch for Pokemon Go. If you guys want to check it out, please check out Fish on a Heater PvP or Paladin PvP. If you want to check that out on YouTube and Twitch, please check them
Well,
out there.
Palatown Salsa.
Paladin
Calm
Salsa
down
next week.
That sounds awesome.
New
You just
extension?
made that up.
You can see Cari,
The next project.
awemei, or myself, not awemei, playing D&D on Saturday nights together like this, or as players together on Monday nights with our good friend Harry on a Eberron campaign. You can find Chef here every Saturday playing the wonderful Breker, the Paladin of Tyr. Meshadieme, sometimes on Twitch under the same name, Meshadieme, sorry. I think it's IE, whatever. I try to meme this every week, but with less sleep every time it gets worse. So I'm glad that he got set up with a new camera and has got a couple things fixed so that his production looks great this week. Jodie with a fresh new cut. Bam, bam, bam. Showing up this week.
I'm on Twitter. There we go. I put it in the.
There you go. You can see it
Oh
in the
my
chat.
god, deleted my moderator!
Get wrecked,
I can't put
Jodie.
names.
Get wrecked. Maybe you can ask our kind and benevolent Dallan the mod that he can
Please,
bestow.
someone mod who maybe or may not be here on this call, please post my Twitter link.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, here is where you can find
Oh, mine
Jodie.
isn't in the Nightbot. Can you add me to the Nightbot?
Yeah, I need to do that.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, you can find
Follow
Jodie
me
there.
on
She
Where I
posts a
talk
lot
about
about.
gaming
There you go.
for reasons.
Yes. You can find our other salsa partner, Goldy.
Only here, boys and
Only here,
girls.
boys
I'm
and
exclusive to Rob.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh shit.
And now
Social media
me.
at all?
And also his
Goldie has a
Bloodstained
MySpace
poetry
he's not
book
telling us
turned out to
about.
be quite the find. All right, we'll see you next week with Goldy and the not sleep deprived Dallan showing up without a moment's notice. I'm glad that Dallan was able to make it for a little bit this week. Dallan, I will make sure the VOD is in the playlist. I uploaded all the VODs previously in case you missed even a single moment. You can catch up. I thank you for all tuning in to the stream or watching the VODs. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially the people that watched these VODs before they all got fucking deleted.
Yeah.
I am going to be streaming a lot more Arceus this week, probably popping in and out of Love Cup just for funsies.
Arceus.
Arceus.
Yes, that's closer to the Japanese way of saying it, but they changed it because it sounds like arse in Australia and the UK.
Right.
That's why they changed it.
That's exactly right. And also, I would like to see if they named it ass
Arceus.
phone in Japanese. So I want to see the transliteration of what they called the arc phone in Japanese because I think it sounds hilarious. If they called it the ass phone in a different context, so I'll have to
I
check
hope
that out.
they did.
Me too. All right, that's it. See you guys, everybody.
Is it Saturday yet?
Yeah.